our 50-50 seller. So 50-50 tickets are on sale right now.
Well, good afternoon everyone and welcome again to Rebels Radio as we're here at the home of Dulwich Hamlet FC. A side that very much like ourselves have experienced a spell of homelessness but are now back in their rightful place. We're here at Champion Hill, just the second game this season that they've had here at home after being kicked out of this ground 10 months ago, and there's a big crowd here this afternoon to witness this game between the two sides who came up via the playoffs into the league last year. So we'll have all the stuff for you as it goes on. It's we are quite next to the speaker as the tannoy announcers go. You must be guessed that, as you can mostly hear that going on as it is anyway. But yes, it's always what we always get that. I don't know, wherever we go, we always seem to put in next to a speaker. Good afternoon to Graham, Neil, and our friends at FC Video who are listening in. Tell them we're coming through loud and clear. Very much like the tannoy system here. Good afternoon to Paul Raven, who's just come on, who wants to wish all the Rebels a very good Christmas that they've had and a very happy New Year. This is the last home game before the New Year, so good happy New Year to you all. Just a few things for you to be aware of. The next game for Slough will be at home at Arbour Park on January the 1st, so if you have got a hangover, please get someone else to drive you there, because it's a 1 o'clock kickoff, 1 p.m. kickoff for that home game on Tuesday, the 1st of January. Then after that, Slough will be away on the 5th of January, week today, and it's a trip down to the current league leaders in Torquay United. There are spaces on the supporters coach if you do get in contact with either Jeff or Alan Harding. It will depend on the numbers going on the price, and it will most probably leave at 9 o'clock in the morning. So if you do want to come down to Torquay and see Slough beat the league leaders, come and join us on the coach for that one. And then after that, Slough will be at home again on the 8th of January. That's a Tuesday, 7:45 kickoff, where they will be home to Bath City. So there you go. Those are your up and coming games for the Rebels this week. They're going into the new year, so it's if you've never been to Dulwich Hamlet, I mean, bearing in mind, you've got to remember the last time that Slough actually came here was 14 years ago, 2004, back in the old Isthmian League days we came here. It's changed a little bit. The bar's all been redone. It is very pink and blue everywhere, which the Dulwich's Hamlet, and a lot of people here, a lot of what's commonly classed as hipsters. Not me, obviously. It's not me. I'm not a hipster by any means, but a very big crowd coming up. They're even sitting in the press seats. That's how desperate they are to sit in the main stand here. But they've got some lovely food outlets here. They've got an outside bar in the corner. They've got a normal bar upstairs, and they've got another bar down the side. They've got a little brewery with their own little gazebo on the far hand side. They've got food outlets here. They've got a food outlet in the corner that's doing pulled pork and halloumi cheese. Come on! If that doesn't give you an enticement to come down, I do not know what does. So let's have a look at the other games going on this afternoon. Chris Phillips has just come on to the chat room, which I'll tell you about in a second. He's listening from Blenheim Palace. I don't know if you're walking around Blenheim Palace, Chris, listening in. Hello if you are, or if you're working at Blenheim Palace, in which case you're not doing your job because you're listening to us, unless of course you're a security guard, and I'm sure you can do many things at once. But good afternoon to Chris who's listening. Yes, other games in the National League South this afternoon. We've got Chelmsford City versus Hemel Hempstead Town. It's Chippenham Town versus Hampton and Richmond Borough. East Thurrock United versus Dartford. Hungerford Town versus Truro City. St Albans City versus Billericay Town. Torquay United at home to Gloucester City. Wealdstone versus Oxford City. Welling United versus Concord Rangers. Weston-super-Mare versus Bath City. And Woking versus Eastbourne Borough. Those are your games in the National League South this afternoon. There are a few changes to the Rebels lineup as well. But if you do want to get in contact with us here at Rebels Radio, if you've never listened before, my name is Aid. You can come through to us. We'll give you a shout out this afternoon. You can contact us if you're listening via the YouTube. You're on a thing that's called the whatever you watched it through our page thing on YouTube, video file sharing thing, whatever. If you scroll down, there's a little thing that says chat room. You can come through, as some of you already have there. Simon Mora's on there. Good afternoon to you, Simon. Or you can come through to us on Twitter. It's at myfc Rebels Radio, all one word, all in lowercase. Come through. We'll give you a shout out this afternoon because that's what we like to do. Give the people a bit of shout out. Ground filling up very nicely here this afternoon. So to the two sides for you this afternoon then. Starting with the home side, there are no changes to the Dulwich Hamlet side, who played here on Boxing Day, their first game here in 10 months. No changes for them. They won that one 2-1 against Eastbourne Borough. So their side is this. It's Preston Edwards in goal. 2 is Michael Onivigam. 3, Nathan Green. 4, Nathan Ferguson. 5 is Czech Tiore. 6 is the captain, Michael Chambers. 7, Nyron Clunis. 8, Ashley Carew. 9, Dan Thompson. 10 is Jason Banton. And 11 is Anthony Cook. Their subs for Dulwich and Hamlet this afternoon are 12, Sanchez Ming. 14, Stephen Sardina. 15 is J. Rich Bagaloo. 16, Gavin Tomplin. And 17 is their top scorer, Dipo Akinyemi. So to the Rebels, a few changes for the Rebels this afternoon. In goal is Jack Turner. 2 is Sean Fraser coming in for Josh Jackman. 3 is George Wells. 4, Guy Hollis. 5 is Mark Nisbet, who's captain. 6 is Lee Togwell. 7, James Dobson in for Scott Davis. 8, Simon Dunn. 9, Sam Togwell. Be interested to see where Sam plays this afternoon. 10 is Chris Flood, and 11 is Warren Harris, a change for Ben Harris. So the subs for the Rebels this afternoon are 12, Scott Davies. 14, Louis Soares. 15, Manny Williams. 16, Dijon Lowe Williams. 18 is Ben Harris. The referee today is Daniel Lamport. Now, Daniel Lamport might not mean much to you, but he was the referee at the playoff final at Kings Lynn. He will be assisted by Kirsty Dowell and Alexander Emery. Today's match sponsor is 2 people. It's the Third Way Group and AFC Fanzine. So that's all your details for you this afternoon. And we will bring you all of the action. We are just a couple of minutes from kickoff here this afternoon. And not the 3,000 that was here on Boxing Day, but a good number. The thing about this ground, which is really strange, is that you're not going to get a good view unless you get here early, because there is a little bit of raised terracing behind the goals. Now, it's not a lot. It's literally mostly the size of a 6-yard line. So that's the only bit. Everything else you've got to stand behind. The 2 sets of teams are coming out for you here. Slough are in their home kit this afternoon. I'd love to tell you that I could hear the Slough fans over the tannoy, but the tannoy is really loud, unfortunately. But the Slough fans are making some noise. Dulwich are in their blue shirts with a pink stripe and pink on the corners of the sleeves. So there you go. It's the 2 teams just going through the handshakes here at the moment. There's Preston Edwards, the goalkeeper, dressed in blue. Slough's goalkeeper, Jack Turner, is dressed in red this afternoon. So it's the pink and blues of Dulwich Hamlet versus the amber and blues of Slough Town. And it's going to be a cracking game for you this afternoon. I can hear the Slough Town fans singing now as the tunnel announcer just going through the 2 sides for you again. So just quickly running through the 2 sides for you. For Dulwich Hamlet, it's Edwards 1, Onivigam 2, Green 3, Ferguson 4, Torre 5, Chambers the captain 6, Clunis 7, 8 Carew, 9 Thompson, 10 Banton, 11 is Cook. For the Rebels, it's Turner 1, Fraser 2, Wells 3, 4 Hollis, 5 Nisbet the captain, 6 Lee Togwell, 7 Dobson, 8 Dunn, 9 Sam Togwell, 10 Flood, and 11 is Warren Harris. Those are your 2 sets of teams for you this afternoon. And We'll just let you know this is the 51st meeting between the two sides. Slough currently have won half of the 50 games played already. They've won 25, drawn 9 and lost 6. They've scored 87 against the 73 of Dulwich Hamlet. That last game was in 2004. Slough won here 4-2, and they are going to be looking to spoil the party here this afternoon. Hopefully this tannoy announcer turns himself off in a minute. Of course, he is very, very, very loud. But there you go. So we're just waiting for the referee to come through here, just sending his officials off there on the far hand side. And the Slough fans are already in good voice this afternoon. They're nestled to the goal behind to my left. It looks as though Slough will be shooting from right to left this afternoon, and it looks as though Slough will have the kickoff here today. Good afternoon to baby boy Jim Robertson, Graham, Calvin Lloyd. He's at Leiston versus Royston, but he's tuning into the better of the games, hopefully. And we're just having a tannoy announcer just go through a few ground regulations here this afternoon. And then we are just waiting for the referee to get this underneath. Waiting for the referee, Mr. Lamport, to get this game underway here. And he does here with Slough with the kickoff here. And oh no, he's going to stop that. He's going to stop it. And now he starts it again. So there you go. And the ball played straight back here towards Turner. Hits it straight at Thompson. And then the referee has indicated a handball. So first free kick of the day goes in the first 4 seconds of the game. And Slough have a free kick. Much to the delight of Jack Turner. He just closed down there. He's halfway inside his own half as he takes this free kick, chips it out on the far hand side for Fraser. Fraser just takes it down on his chest, inside here towards Guy Hollis. Hollis spreads it in towards Simon Dunn. Loses the ball, tackled there by Onivigan. Ball played forwards. It's Nisbet who comes across here for Slough, chased down by Thompson, but clears as the ball is intercepted by Carew and played forwards on the far hand side. Nisbet has got to come across onto Clunis and takes it off Clunis's feet, but it's kept in here well by Banton. Banton playing a bit deep inside here to Carew. Loses the ball to Dunn, but Dunn couldn't spread it through to Flood, and it's played across here to the right back Onivigan, who evades the challenge of Dobson here and brings the ball forward. Plays it down the line here in towards Thompson. Nicked off in by Thompson, and it's a foul by Thompson on George Wells. He had the ball at his feet. And free kick to the Rebels, 15 yards inside their own half. Thompson just helping Wells up to his feet here. And Thompson just being spoken to by the referee. I think it's just because the ball got caught in George Wells' legs. And it's going to be Jack Turner to take this free kick. The Slough fans are singing behind the goal to our left that Slough are attacking here. No segregation in place here. As Turner just chips it down here looking for Dobson. Dobson flicking the ball into the box for Warren Harris. Harris looks like he's playing up front here for the Slough. Plays it back here towards Wells. Wells chipping the ball into the box. It will come out here towards Sam Togwell. His ball is poor, and it gives a chance now for Banton to race down this left hand side. Sam Togwell's chasing with him, and Sam Togwell doing well to keep up with the pacey left winger here, and Sam Togwell nicks it off his feet as he tries to cut inside, clears the ball down the line, but it's a poor clearance, only finding Onivigan down the near hand side. Back in again towards Banton. Banton plays it back in here to Green, who comes through, headed away by Hollis, gets to the edge of the box. Sam Togwell's first to the ball, looking for a free kick. Shot comes in from distance, saved by Jack Turner at full stretch there. And the referee just being congratulated there because he played some good play on there, some advantage played. It's a corner here, the shot coming in from Clunis, and now this is where Dulwich Hamlet will have a lot of height superiority here. Going forward is Chambers, who's really tall, and he's being helped out there by Onivigan, and it's going to be Carew to bring this out swinging corner here for Slough to defend against. Thompson has gone in on with the goalkeeper's gone near post, headed away by Sean Fraser. Simon Dunn trying to get there first, back out here towards Fraser, who volleys the ball clear for Flood to chase, but he's up here against Chiore. And Chiore hooks the ball down the line and finds Chambers. Chambers still up on the halfway line and being pestered here by Warren House. Inside for the ball over the top for Thompson to chase, but that's all the way through to Turner in the Slough goal. And it's here with Turner dressed in red this afternoon. It's the Slough fans making the noise behind the goal. There's Turner, long kick down the field here, aimed towards Warren House. He looks like he's playing up front. Looks like Slough playing a 4-3-3. Sam Tugwell the header into the path of Fraser. Flood trying to flick the ball on. Warren House uses his body, shields it in towards Dunn. Dunn plays it down the line here for Chris Flood. Coming down the near hand side. Does well to keep the ball in by the corner flag. Passes it into Fraser. Fraser crosses to the back post. Lee Tugwell rises high. Saved by Preston Edwards off the line. And it's cleared here by Dulwich Hamlet looking for Clunas. George Wells puts it up in the air. Carew just volleys it forward here for Thompson to chase. No, Guy Hollis is there for Slough. And it's come through here towards Sam Tugwell. Plays it into Dobson. Dobson flicking the ball on, looking for Warren Harris. But it's over the top and run through to Edwards, who saved really well from that header from Lee Tugwell with his legs. And he picks the ball up inside his penalty area here. Good start to this game already. We've only played 4.5 minutes. And the ball played out on the far hand side. Headed on by Fraser. Comes through to Lee Tugwell. Finds Sam Tugwell in towards Wells. Wells just has to stretch and then stretches it down the line here for Dobson. Dobson takes it on his chest. But the tackle comes in from Green, and it's out for a throw to Slough. I've got my numbers mixed up. Quick throw here by Slough. Played in here towards Dobson, looking for Warren Harris, but goes all the way through to Edwards in the Dulwich Hamlet goal. And he plays it out here. He's got it in his hand. He's just going to stop for a second there. Drops it where the penalty spot is. And chips the ball forward here looking for Thompson. Thompson takes it down on his chest. He's offside. But Thompson is offside from when the kick came in there. Free kick to the Rebels. Taken quickly by Slough. Defensive mistake there. Allows the ball to come through to Dobson. Using his body here. Just gets pulled down. Referee says no foul. And the ball's here with Onivigam. Cleared down the line again, looking for the run of Banton. Back header though by Guy Hollis into the path of Jack Turner. He rolls the ball out here to George Wells. Wells got a bit of space to bring it out. Closed down by Thompson. Ball played in. Oh, mistake there by Onivigam. He air kicked it and it ran through to Edwards just before Warren Harris could get there. Rolled out now on the far hand side for Green. Green can bring the ball forward here looking for Clunas. Oh, Clunas does really well to turn and wins a free kick for a foul there by Guy Hollis. And Hollis will be spoken to by the referee Lamport. In fact, he's going to get a yellow card early on in the game for Guy Hollis. A early yellow card there for Guy on 6. We'll call that 7 minutes. It's a bit of a softer yellow card. He's on the byline, so not sure what's going on there. It's going to be Carew to take this free kick here for Dulwich Hamlet. He's roughly level with the 18-yard box, just about a foot back, but right close down by the sideline. We'll take it with his boots. His red boots in again, height inside the box. Played into the near post. It's flicked on there by Green, but it's way over the top of the bar and out for a goal kick to Slough. So Guy Hollis is on a yellow card already this afternoon. So not the best of starts for the Slough defence. They don't have any defensive cover on the bench, although Sam Togwell could obviously play centre back. I think Nisbet just speaking to the referee. They're wondering why that foul was a yellow card. It's Turner now with the free kick for Slough. Flicked on here with his head by George Wells. Warren House tries to get there. Carew just heads it up in the air. Chambers, the captain, plays it forwards here. Hollis this time heads the ball on. Lee Togwell tries to get there. Carew wins the header. Guy Hollis wins the next one. Bang on the head to Thompson. It should be... he should stop the game for a head injury here, but he doesn't. And then he stops the play after Banton gets up. So the referee didn't stop it because it was a head injury. Now that he's stopped the game, he's apologising now because I don't think he knows what he's doing, really. Dulwich Hamlet did have the ball. And I think he's going to ask Slough to kick the ball back to Edwards in the Dulwich goal, which Simon Dunn duly does. And the game will restart from the hands of the Dulwich Hamlet goalkeeper, who again just rolls the ball to the edge of his 18-yard box. And this time comes to this near-hand side looking for Cook. Up for the header is George Wells. It comes through to Warren Harris, takes it on his chest, just keeps hold of the ball, being chased down here. Finds George Wells. Wells leaves the ball out to Dobson. Dobson can't get to it, has to stretch for it. And it goes out of play for a throw to Dulwich Hamlet. And it's going to be Onivigam to take this throw for Dulwich Hamlet, level with his own 18-yard box. As he throws it in, looking for Thompson. Thompson just hooks the ball down the line. Still in play here. Nisbet's there for Slough. And he clears the main stand, and that's straight out of play and out for a throw. Good afternoon to David Pengelly, who's unfortunately back in hospital. David was at the Wilstone game. David, hope you're well. It's going to be a throw here for Dulwich Hamlet, halfway inside the Slough half. Cook will be the player to take it. Just been told by the linesman not to come any further forwards, but it'll be a throw into the box here for the home side. As Cook tries to put some distance on it, throws it in. George Wells heads it out, only as far as Carew on the edge of the box, being forced wide and in towards Green. Green with the ball back out here towards Banton. Clunas. And the ball played in by Banton. Thompson heads it back across goal. Clunas with the header, and it's wide of the goal. And Daniel Thompson, the tall number 9 for Dulwich Hamlet, winning a lot of headers already in the box for Slough. They've got to be careful of him. He headed it back there to Clunas, who just couldn't get his header on target. Oh, ball's come back on. And there's a stoppage in play. Oh, Thompson just falls over it with his back pedalling and just chips it out. And it goes, almost goes back in play there. So there's a goal kick here for Slough. Turner to take, aimed here towards Dobson. It's come off the head of Ferguson, and now to play for a throw to the Rebels. George Wells will take it. And it's we've got a bit of confusion here because some lads are playing football down a little bit aside here, and they've just been told if the ball comes back on the pitch, the stewards are going to confiscate it. Ball's been thrown in looking for Flood. Flood trying to turn against Onivigam. Takes his throw quickly, trying to throw the ball into the box, but Preston Edwards is alert to grab the ball. And the referee is going to be very kind to Slough and let them take it from the right place, which is a little bit further back from where they took it. So they've still got another throw. And they're going to leave it for Guy Hollis to take this throw. So it's a long throw into the box here for the Rebels here this afternoon. Guy Hollis coming here to take this. Arching his back against the side fencing here. The Slough fan still in good voice behind that goal. Long throw comes in from Hollis. It is a good long throw. Comes to the edge of the box where Warren Harris will try and keep the ball alive. And he's up against Green. Warren Harris keeps it in here, trying to find a bit of space here. Needs a little bit of help, hasn't got it. Trying to create it on his own and turn. Gets a cross in, it's blocked. Comes out though to Simon Dunn on the corner of the box. Crosses at the back post. Flood, there's a penalty, referee! Oh! It was Chris Flood with an acrobatic kick there. It hit the hand of Onivigam. He didn't know much about it. It was ball to hand. But a good shout from the Slough players, but not given it. It's a throw here to Dulwich Hamlet down the near hand side. 12 minutes gone, 0-0 as a score. And it goes in quickly back out here to Onivigam, who launches that ball down the field. Guy Hollis with the header away, only as far as Thompson. Intercepted by Lee Togwell and volley cleared by Nisbet. Over the head of Torre. And Edwards comes to the edge of his box to pick the ball up. He just leaves it there at his feet and then goes to chip the ball forwards, looking for Green on the far hand side, just inside his own half, being closed down by Dunn. Ball over the top here for Banton to chase. Banton in the foot race here with Hollis. Hollis got to be careful, he's already on a yellow card. Banton gets into the edge of the box, looking to try and create a bit of space. Goes for the far corner, and it's just over the top of the bar and out for a goal kick to the Rebels. But Dulwich already showing their attacking intent here this afternoon. That's their fourth effort of the game in these opening 13 minutes of the game. So there you go. Slough know they're in for some trouble. Good afternoon to Raj Bedi, who's listening in. And it'll be a goal kick here to Slough. Jack Turner to come across to take. The Slough fans are I think they've been in the bar a little bit too much this morning. But it's Turner with this goal kick here for Slough. Aim towards Dobson. Little ricochet, falls kindly though to Ferguson under the pressure of Chris Flood. Gets the ball out, comes out here towards Thompson. Thompson flicking the ball on. Hollison headers it away. Dunn tries to get there. Ferguson with the header away. Sam Togwell's header to lead Togwell in towards Fraser. Fraser the ball over top looking for Dobson to chase on the far hand side. It's left by Monivigam and it's the first corner of the game to Slough, with Monivigam trying to head the ball out. And it's going to be a corner which James Dobson will go across to take for the Rebels. This will be an out-swinging corner. Slough with a formation just breaking up here on the far hand side. Goes to the far post where it's headed on by Green. Clunis will be the first there for the ball. Plays it back in looking for Green, who he gets a lucky ricochet there and brings the ball out. Trying to find Banton. Slough trying to play offside. Lee Togwell's there with his defensive header and then looking to shield the ball to Fraser. Fraser's not the best of clearance, but Lee Togwell's now got the ball for Slough. And inside here towards Chris Flood. Back out here towards Lee Togwell. Leaves the ball here for Nisbet. Still up forwards from that corner. And Nisbet down the line to Lee Togwell, holding the ball up. It's blocked by Green and out for a throw to the Rebels on the far hand side, about 15 yards inside the Dulwich Hamlet half. And again, it's going to be Sean Fraser who comes across to take this throw. Takes it short here to Sam Togwell, just being forced back by the throw here, and he'll go all the way back to Jack Turner in the Slough goal, who takes a touch here, being chased down by Clunis, but then plays the ball forwards, looking for Flood. Ball flicked on only as far as George Wells. Just picks it up inside the Dulwich Hamlet half, chipping the ball forwards, trying to find ball. Oh, that was a lovely ball by George Wells. And I think that Warren Harris, he was up against Chambers, who's mostly about a foot taller than him. He thought that Chambers was going to get there and slowed his run down. Chambers left the ball. If Warren Harris had continued that run, he may have got on the end of that one. But as it was, it's gone out of play for a goal kick here to the Pink and Blues, as they are widely known. And Preston Edwards, the goalkeeper, will take this goal kick here in what's becoming a brighter day here in the weather in South London. The ball's been headed on, comes out here towards Carew. Carew gently tries to caress the ball. Guy Hollis chases it back and finds Jack Turner, being chased down by Thompson. Turner's clearance is long, looking for Flood. Flood tries to hold it up, does find Simon Dunn. Dunn just gets fouled there, and that's a free kick for the Rebels. The foul coming in. And it's a free kick here to Slough, and this is a dangerous area here for Slough. This is around about just shy of 30 yards out, or just maybe a little bit longer than 30 yards out, sorry. James Dobson standing over it. Edwards is going to have a two-man wall for this. This is ideal, but it's level with the tram line of the 6-yard line on the far-hand side. So Dobson to take this free kick. If he goes for goal, he's going for the goalkeeper's left-hand side. That's what it's favouring here. As Dobson to take this. Nisbet and Sam Togwell have gone forwards for this. It's all in the hands of James Dobson. Is he going to shoot, or is he going to curl one into the box? It's Dobson to come up. He hits it hard and low, but it's well wide of the goal. And although the idea was there, the execution wasn't. Dulwich Hamlet take the kick early here, quickly down the no-hand side for Onivigam to play the ball forwards. Flicked on here for Thompson to chase. In a foot race here with Guy Hollis. Hollis comes across for Slough to defend. And out of play for a throw to Dulwich Hamlet. And it's going to be Cook who will take this throw. Referee just telling him to come back a few yards. And he's waiting for a little bit of movement. Is Cook. Comes from Carew. Gets the ball back here to Cook, who crosses in first time. That's a great cross. Free header for Clunis. He was 6 yards out. It was a great ball in by Cook. Right into the area where it's difficult for Turner to know whether to come and claim. He stays on his line, and Clunis with the header. And all he had to do was direct it on target. That would have been 1-0. Instead, he headers it over the top of the bar. And that was a real good chance for Dulwich Hamlet there. Just not taken. And it's a goal kick here for the Rebels. And Jack Turner just waiting for a ball to come back on before he takes this kick. We played 18 minutes, still 0-0 here, and I tell you what, in those 18 minutes the Slough fans have sung continuously. Jack Turner just having a little bit of laugh with the locals behind his goal, and Turner with this free kick aimed here towards James Dobson. Dobson's beaten to the ball by Ferguson, goes into the back of Ferguson, and it's a free kick here to Dulwich Hamlet. And Flood just been spoken to by the referee because he was trying to make sure the free kick was in the right place, but it's Onivigam that takes it and finds Tiore. Tiore now checks, because his name's Check Tiore. Plays the ball forwards looking for Thompson. Guy Hollis gets a foot to it. Lee Togwell hooks the ball down the line for Slough, trying to find Flood. Hits Flood on the back of the neck, bounces towards Carew, plays it back towards the goalkeeper Edwards. Warren Harris chases. Oh, Edwards gets it caught in his feet and just manages to clear the ball as Warren Harris chased it. It's flicked on here by Green. Only as far as Sean Fraser for Slough. 5 yards inside his own half. Plays it forward. Headed away though by Chambers. Lee Togwell wins the header in midfield. Only as far as Nathan Green, the left back for Dulwich. Down the line for Thompson. Takes it down on his chest. Runs straight into Guy Hollis. It's cleared by Sean Fraser in towards Warren Harris. Flicked on here by Sam Togwell. And Flood trying to get goal side of Chambers. But Chambers shrugs off the challenge and plays it down the line for Thompson. Thompson holds the ball up. And it's in here towards Ferguson. Ferguson plays it here towards Cook. Cook's got a bit of space here down his near hand side. Crosses on the far hand side. That's a great ball finding Banton on the far side. Banton here up against Fraser. Banton gets it in on his right foot. Crosses to the back post. It's Nisbet with the touch away. And that will go out for a throw to Dulwich Hamlet. And again it will be Cook who goes across to take this throw. Long throw into the box expected. And it is a long throw into the box. It's Thompson who flicks it onto the back post. Coming in is Green, and he heads it straight at. He hits it into the ground, and it goes straight into the arms of Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And it's Jack Turner. It's actually been given as a free kick to Slough for a foul by Green, and it's taken by Turner, who flicks it on here towards Wells, who flicks the next header on. Flood misses it, so does Carew. Comes through to Tiore, who plays it back here to Edwards. Flood chases it down, but Edwards under pressure just clears it long. Underneath it is Guy Hollis, but he can only head it straight out of play. And it's going to be a throw to Dulwich Hamlet, 10 yards inside their own half. It's Chambers to take it on the far hand side. He's walked about 5 yards from where the ball is. Takes the throw in quickly to Carew. Gets the ball back and then down the line. Headed away by Lee Togwell. And Warren Harris keeps the ball in. Hooks it down the line. Finds Flood. Flood trying to find Dobson, but Dobson not got in the game yet. Onivigham's clearance is headed away by Nisbet. None of them can get hold of it. Comes through now to Ferguson. In towards Carew. Carew turns and finds Ferguson. Ferguson just plays it out here towards Cook, the right winger, who's got his right back further forward than him. Back here towards Onivigam, who's come back into the right back position. Sam Togwell, of all people, chasing the ball down the line. Played through. George Wells with the header, only as far as Banton. Banton takes it on his chest. Carew flicks it on towards Cook. Cook trying to turn against a couple. Cuts inside, runs into Dunn, but gets the ball out towards Carew. But Carew loses it, and now Slough the chance to attack here with Simon Dunn. Dunn runs into trouble, and it's back here with Carew. Spreads it out now on the far hand side for Green. Green, the left back, bit of space to run into. Takes it down the line. Travels 10 yards with it. Back though towards Banton. Banton cuts inside on his right foot. Bit of a bobble on the pitch here. In towards Carew. Carew trying to find Ferguson, but Wells just stands his ground there and hammers it into, I was going to say into the stand, but he's hammered it onto the stand, and that is bouncing down behind the stand and going somewhere behind our commentary position. It's going to be a throw here to Dulwich Hamlet. The referee just telling Cook to come a little bit further. He's now level in front of our commentary position. We're right above the away dugout. And Cook will finally take this throw for Dulwich Hamlet. The referee's just been pulled over to the fact that there was a little bit of blood. So it's really strange because I don't get it, but one of the Dulwich Hamlet players is being treated while the game has stopped, while we're waiting for a ball. His feet were still on the field, so the referee has said he's had to leave the field because he's been treated on the field, even though the ball wasn't in play. So Dulwich temporarily down to 10 men for the second. It's Green, the left back, who's being treated at the moment. And we're going to wait for Cook to finally take this throw. I don't know what the confusion is, but he hasn't taken it. And it's going to be a long throw here from Cook, looking for Thompson. Comes off the back of Nisbet and out for a throw to Dulwich Hamlet, level with the 18-yard box. And the referee's just going to make sure that Green can come on. And he's got a bit of tissue stuck up his nose. And Green's back on. He'll go into that left back position. Cook's going to take the throw here. A long throw into the box expected here for Slough. And Cook aims this ball in. Aim towards Thompson. It's Sam Togwell with the head. And then Lee Togwell tries to let it. Comes off the shoulder of Ferguson and out for a goal kick to Slough. So we've gone past the halfway point. 24 minutes gone so far. And it's 0-0. If you're on Twitter, can I point you into the direction of at Brighton Rebel, all one word, all in lowercase. Warren Carter is Brighton Rebel, does a few bits for the programmes and writes some articles. He's looking for some questions to ask any of the management team. So if you've got a question you want to ask Neil Baker, John Underwood, Trent Phillips or the physio Alex Moore, you can do that on Twitter and you can message him directly. The ball played forwards by Turner's kick. It'll come through here to Slough in towards Warren Harris. Harris just played it out here towards Lee Togwell in the right midfield position. Down the line though, but it's intercepted by Green, but only as far as Sean Fraser, whose ball inside finds Chris Flood. Flood now trying to find Warren Harris on the outside. He evades the tackle into Green, but the Green does enough to get to the ball, and it comes out here towards Clunis. Togwell with a great challenge for Slough, and the ball ricochets here, headed away though by Tiore in towards Ferguson. Ferguson now to Cook. First time for him to run straight into the tackle of George Wells. It's good tackle by George Wells, and out of play for a throw to Slough. And they'll let George Wells take it. And Wells takes it in towards Dobson. Dobson's still not got into this game yet. Ball play forward here looking for Warren Harris. Headed away by Tiore, only as far as Sam Togwell. Takes it down on his chest. In towards George Wells. Wells now under pressure, chips it forwards, looking for Flood. Flood nicks in and gets the ball, but Tiore comes across. It's a throw to Slough. And Slough haven't really been much in the Dulwich Hamlet half this first half. Quick throw in towards Dobson, back in towards Wells, and then Dobson with a chance here. Hits it with the outside of his ball to Flood. Flood tries to flick it into the path of Dunn, but it's a little bit behind the run of Dunn, and it's a throw to Dulwich Hamlet. Honor Vigan will come across to take. It's going to be a throw here for Honor Vigan. I'll tell you what, the bar here at, or the bars at Dulwich Hamlet must be doing a lot of it. The flick header is won by Dobson in towards Flood. Flood trying to chase the ball. It's a foul by Flood though, as on Ivigam. And a free kick to Dulwich Hamlet. For Flood just lunging in there a little bit. Don't forget we will have our half-time quiz, and we'll also have some half-time scores. The free kick will finally be taken here by Onivigan. A bit of confusion about what was going on. And he chips the ball down the line here looking for Thompson. Easily headed away by George Wells. Comes towards Dobson. Flicked inside here to Flood. Flicks it onto Lee Togwell. Togwell trying to come down this near hand side. He's going to let it over for a throw to Slough. Wanted to take it quickly, but there was a lack of forward running from Slough. So George Wells is going to leave it for Guy Hollis to come across to take. So long throw into the box here for the Rebels. And he's around about 20 yards away from goal, just shy of the level being with the Dulwich 18-yard box. And again, thrown in with a bit of pace and power. Bounces around to the edge of the box. Comes to the ball, Simon Dunn, who misses the ball. Gets a second chance to hook the ball back in. It's going to be shielded here by Dobson, who hits it first time. And let's just say that's that almost will be back in Slough before we are. There you go. That's a little bit of a wild slice there. And Dobson gets a yellow card because I think he's saying that the ball had already blown up for a free kick. So Dobson gets a yellow card for I can just see Neil Baker's face there as he gets has given him a yellow card for kicking the ball away as James Dobson. So Slough got two players on yellow cards now, And a little bit harsh, if you ask me. Ball's bouncing around here. Thompson had the ball here for Dulwich Hamlet, but it's taken off him by Sam Togwell in towards George Wells, and down the line here for Flood to chase. But it'll go all the way back in towards the goalkeeper, Edwards. Can tell you that Wealdstone are losing 1-0 at home to Oxford City. And the ball out on the far hand side, well headed away by Sean Fraser. Gets the ball back here from Warren House. Ball inside towards Flood. Flood can turn, tries to get his ball in towards Warren House. It's changed back up by Chambers only as far as Flood. Slough looking for a free kick. Not given. Flood wins the ball back here in towards Fraser. Fraser finding Dunn. Dunn finds Dobson. Dobson now cutting in onto his right foot. Little pull inside here towards Warren House. Great tackle on the edge of the box by Chiore. And it's out here with Green. Green under pressure can clear the ball down the line, but straight out of play for a throw to the Rebels. And it's Sean Fraser just being... The referee being very picky here this afternoon about the exact spacings of where the throw-ins are coming from. But a long throw into the box, headed away though by Onivigam. Comes out here towards Sam Togwell. And he plays it here towards Sean Fraser. Got a bit of time on the ball to chip the ball forwards. Chambers gets a shout and it goes all the way back to Edwards in the Dulwich Hamlet goal. And it's Edwards with the ball in his hands here. He's going to go long this time, aimed in for again for Thompson. And Thompson flicks the header on, but Nisbet leaves it. It runs through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And he tries to get the ball quickly out towards Dobson. Headed away by Onivigam. In towards Cook. Ball inside though to Ferguson. Ferguson holds off the challenge of Dunn, and then Cook still has the ball here. Hits it straight at Lee Togwell. And it's chased down by Wells. In towards Dunn. Dunn trying to find Dobson. Dobson trying to turn Onivigam here, and it's a throw to Slough. And taken quickly by Dobson in towards Warren House. His touch is heavy, but he chases his own flick on here, and Onivigam strong to it, and finds Tiore. Tiore down the line here. Sam Togwell wins the header, but it comes off and finds Banton. Banton trying to run through, and Nisbet's adjudged to have fouled there, and I think Banton won that one. He was going off the pitch and went down under the challenge. But it's a free kick to Dulwich Hamlet on the halfway line. Cook wants to take it, and it will be Cook who will take this free kick for Dulwich. Coming up, gone half an hour played, still 0-0 between the two sides. Ball on the far hand side, aimed towards Green. Green wins the initial header, but Sam Togwell's there to head away for Slough. Michael Chambers beats Warren House through, but the next ball's cleared by Sean Fraser. Tiore heads it along, only as far as Dobson. Dobson takes the touch, it's just a little bit too heavy, and Chambers goes back towards his goalkeeper Edwards, and Edwards clears under pressure, trying to look for Green on the far hand side. Sean Fraser wins the header, but the next one comes through to Green, who holds the ball up and hits it straight at a couple of Slough players. Ball still in play, and he finds Chambers. Chambers inside here towards Ferguson. Ferguson turns, trying to find Cook on this left hand side. Cook gets there first. Takes it in his stride. Shoots across goal. And it was one of those. It was a lovely touch by him, but it's one of those cross-come shots. He's not sure whether he's going to go for goal. He's not sure whether to play it across. He played it a little bit too far in front of Thompson and Clunis at the back post, and it's out of play for a goal kick to the Rebels. So Dulwich having the better of the chances here so far this afternoon. But still 0-0. Let's see if we can find you some scores from the other games in the National League South for you. As the National League all kicks off earlier. It's Turner with this long kick. Flood flicks it on, trying to find Dobson. Hooked clear by Onivigam. Missed by Lee Togwell. Comes to Guy Hollis. Guy Hollis' header is headed on by Ferguson. Only as far as Fraser. Fraser comes off the side of his foot. Out here towards Green. Green's going to bring the ball forwards here for Dulwich Hamlet. He's got Banton on his left-hand side. Uses Banton. Banton cuts in on his right foot. Goes back post towards Cook. And it's superbly defended there by George Wells, who just stood his ground. Some of the Dulwich fans looking for a penalty, but definitely not given. Right, latest scores in the National League South. It's Chelmsford 0, Hemel Hempstead 1, Chippenham 2, Hampton Richmond 0, East Thurrock 1, Dartford 1, Hungerford 1, Truro City 3, Staines 1, Billericay 0, Torquay 2, Gloucester 0, Wealdstone 0, Oxford City 1, Welling 0, Concord Rangers 1, Weston-super-Mare 0, Bath City 1, and Woking 1, Eastbourne Borough 0. That means the only game in the National League South without a goal is what you're listening to here this afternoon. Ollie Wigham with a great defensive header. That's strong in the air. Comes through to Sean Fraser. Leaves it here for Guy Hollis. Hollis down the line in towards Warren Harris. Harris trying to turn. Under pressure from Green. Inside here to Guy Hollis. Hollis has the ball. Finds in Mark Nisbet. Nisbet bringing the ball forwards. Thompson gets a touch to it, but it's flicked on here by Sam Togwell. In towards Chris Flood. Leaves it here for Dobson. And Dobson's ball tries to find Warren Harris on the far hand side, but Green has the ball and plays it back here towards Chambers. Chambers clears the ball for Thompson. Hits Mark Nisbet. Spins towards Ferguson. Takes it in his stride. And that surely was offside. And it is. Well, there's a yellow card then. You've got to give him a yellow card for kicking the ball. He's clearly flagged offside. And this is where poor refereeing comes in. Okay. So Thompson is flagged offside. As soon as he touched the ball, he was flagged offside. He took 2 touches, put the ball in the back of the empty net, but didn't get a yellow card for kicking the ball away, whereas James Dobson did. And that is what the level of refereeing is like here at the moment. It's got to be a yellow card by the letter of the law. If you do it to one person, you've got to do it to the other. Poor refereeing by Daniel Lamport, the referee here this afternoon. But Slough were lucky. That was free on against the goalkeeper. It was lucky to be offside. They take the free kick quickly in towards Wales, and now Slough trying to play a little bit of the ball on the ground here in towards Guy Hollis, finding Lee Togwell. Togwell spreads it out wide here to Sean Fraser, taking a touch inside here, looking for Dobson. Dobson just shrugged off the ball, but stretches and wins it back here for Slough. And again, Tiore with the challenge, and again the referee says that Dobson has fouled, and it's a free kick to Dulwich Hamlet. That challenge incensed the management team there. They thought it was just 2 players going for the ball, one a little bit stronger than the other. But it's a free kick here for Dulwich Hamlet, 15 yards inside their own half. Tiore will take, and he goes on the far hand side looking for Green. Green tries to flick his header on, but only straight out of play for a throw to the Rebels. And Guy Hollis is on the far hand side to take it for Slough. 35 minutes gone, 0-0. Headed away by Chambers in towards Lee Togwell. Spins and finds Simon Dunn inside here towards Warren Harris. He's trying to find Lee Togwell. The challenge comes in, ball's out of play for a throw to Slough. Just on the halfway line, Sean Fraser comes across to take it for the Rebels. And he needs a little bit of movement. Here it comes through to Warren Harris. Comes off the head of Green, and it comes through to Dobson. Dobson's onside. He just needs to cut through. Cuts inside. He's looking for a free kick and wins it. And it's just on the edge of the area. And I'm just wondering if he's going to give a yellow card here. He is. The referee's going to go to his pocket for a yellow card to the player. Just going to see who it is that he gives it to. It's a yellow card to, I think it's the right back, Ollie Wigham, who gets the yellow card. So yellow card to Ollie Wigham. And Slough have a free kick down. This one's right on the sideline of the penalty area. It's almost a penalty. It's that close. It's literally, Dobson's taking it the other side of the tram line of the 18-yard box. That's how close it is to being a penalty. But Dobson's going to take the free kick. It's a one-man wall for Dulwich Hamlet. Dobson will take it. There's lots of bodies inside the box here for Slough. So around about 5 yards from the touch line, what do you call it, byline, whichever. Dobson to take it. Hits it with power to the near post, bouncing in the penalty area, and it's hooked clear by Chambers. And that's gone into someone's garden. Hopefully they know whose house it is, because that's way into someone's garden there on the far hand side. Dulwich Hamlet, I'm surprised they haven't gone broke with the number of footballs they've lost this afternoon. But Slough have a throw on the far hand side. It's going to be Guy Hollis to take it, just shy of about 12 yards away from the sideline. And Hollis throws it into the box with pace. Flicked onto the back post, aimed towards Sam Togwell. Comes through to Warren Harris. He shoots, and it's blocked by Chambers. And it's out for a corner to the Rebels. Their second of the game. And James Dobson is the player that comes across to take it. And it's going to be an outswinging corner here for Slough. Dobson waiting for a bit of movement, goes to the back post, aiming for Nisbet. Nisbet tries to keep the ball in play, but he can't. It's gone out of play for a throw to Dulwich Hamlet right by the corner flag. And they're in no hurry to take it. Chambers will be the player who eventually goes across to take this throw for Dulwich Hamlet. And the linesman just making sure he comes back to the rightful position where the ball went out. And this is the first time in the game that the Slough fans have actually stopped singing, 38 minutes into the game. Ball comes off the head of Lee Togwell last. It's a throw to Dulwich Hamlet, 10 yards inside their own half. And it's going to be Chambers who will take this throw for Dulwich. The floodlights have been on since we got here this afternoon, but it is quite bright here. There's a bit of dark cloud in the sky. Carew crossing it out here towards Cook. Takes it first time. Wells tries to get a touch in. He finds Ferguson. Ferguson under pressure from a couple of Slough players. Manages to dig it out here towards Carew. Carew then spreads it to Chambers, the centre back, who's almost playing a left winger here. Plays it back inside here towards Carew. Carew takes a touch, drills it out here looking for Cook. Cook's got to accelerate to keep that in. Does really well actually to control that and keep it in. Inside here to Bantam. Bantam back out here towards Cook. Cook wins the first time ball. Oh, it's Turner's outside of position. Ball bouncing around. It goes off the line by Sean Fraser. Back out here towards Ferguson. Shoots through the boxes. It's flicks away. Warren Harrison flicks the ball across. Comes back out here. It's bouncing around and then Guy Hollis hooks it away for Slough, but cleared off the line there by Sean Fraser, back in the team, and he's got a goal line clearance to his name this afternoon. But it's here with the goalkeeper Edwards. Little 1-2 with the right back Onivigam. Plays it out here looking for Green. Green flicking it on only as far as Sean Fraser. He plays the ball forwards. Chambers volleys it down the line here, but it will go all the way through to Jack Turner. And the second time that Cook's got in behind the Slough defence down his right hand side. And both times he's created something with that final ball, but still 0-0 here. And Slough will be lucky to have that at the moment. Dulwich really should have had 2 goals this afternoon, but Slough living by the skin of their teeth. Long kick here by Turner, headed away by Chambers. It will come through to George Wells, who loses out towards Thompson. And then Thompson comes down the line and he's got the ball here, chipping it out on the far hand side, looking for Banton. Clueless on the far hand side, just keeps the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box, trying to cut inside. His shot is blocked by Fraser again. Comes out here, and it's here with Nathan Green. And he just plays the ball up high in the air. Thompson's under a lovely little bit of skill there, but Nisbet gets a touch to it, and it's back here with George Wells, being chased down by Cook. Ball play forwards, not the best of clearances by Slough, comes to Green. Green dallies on the ball, it's one back here by, it was, but then Green does really well to show a bit of skill. And then Chambers plays it forwards. Sam Tugwell squeezes the ball in, but not the best of touches by him. Green trying to go past Warren House on the far hand side. Great challenge by Warren House. Wins the ball back into Sam Tugwell. Finding Dunn. Flood plays it back out towards Warren House. Harris a bit deeper here. And then the challenge from Carew comes in. It's a throw to the Rebels. We're into the final 3.5 minutes of this first half. And the ball's here with Fraser in towards Guy Hollis. Slough being urged to work it across their back four, which they do. Finds George Wells. Wells back inside here towards Nisbet. Now trying to keep hold of the ball here and get a bit of possession. Ball in towards Dobson. Dobson got a bit of space. Flicks it in towards Flood. Flood runs into a bit of challenge, and it's one back here. Great work here though by Banton, but he's doing a little bit too much and manages to get past 2 challenges. Finds Cook, but Cook overruns it, and George Wells has nicked it off him. Wells with the ball, trying to find the ball in towards Warren Harris. It's a great ball in, but Warren Harris is offside on the far hand side, and it's a free kick to Dulwich Hamlet. And a free kick just on their 18-yard line. 0-0 the score as we're into the final 2.5 minutes. Won't be much time to be added on by the referee. And it's Edwards with this free kick aimed towards Thompson. Thompson trying to flick it on. George Wells is first to the ball for Slough, but only comes as far as Onivigam. Onivigam volleys the ball back in. Guy Hollis calls and clears the first one. Ferguson then heads it on. Sam Togwell with the next header, only as far as Carew, who acrobatically hooks it forwards. Thompson does really well, holds the ball up, then skips past the challenge, finds Cook on this right hand side. Cook trying to tees across in, hits it straight at George Wells, gets the ball back and then skips past the challenge, and then Dunn wins it back for Slough, and then Cook pushes him. It's a soft free kick, but unfortunately it's a free kick, and a free kick to Slough. And they'll leave it for Jack Turner to come across to take. And Turner just taking his time coming towards us. Ball here for Slough. It's taken by Turner, looking on the far hand side towards Warren Harris. Green wins the header, but only heads it up in the air. Then it comes off the back of Sean Fraser, who's fouled, and it'll be a free kick to the Rebels. And this is where Slough needs a decent ball into the box. Good 45 yards away from goal. So Dobson will be the player that stands over this free kick. They've sent forwards Nisbet and Hollis, and obviously Sam Togwell's in midfield for at the moment. Scott Davis was just going to go into the dressing room there, but he's just having a bit of a laugh with the head steward here. He's just going to wait for this free kick to come in from James Dobson. 45 yards out on the far right hand side as Slough are attacking. And Dobson needs to whip this ball in with a bit of pace. Slough looking for a penalty as Flood goes down under the challenge, but the ball just goes all the way through to Edwards, and Edwards' kick is poor, and it's along the ground. It's won by Wells. He gets a little 1-2 off a Dulwich Hamlet player. George Wells goes for a distance, and we'll class that as a shot for Slough. He's shooting from just inside the Dulwich Hamlet half. Thought he would try and catch Edwards unaware, but Edwards just got into position in time to grab the ball. And the ball's in the hand of the goalkeeper, Edwards. No sign of how long will be added on at the moment. And Edwards, ball outside again here to Thompson. Thompson does really well, flicks it on again. Cook, though, this time flicks the next one on. Slough just steadying. Sam Togwell with the header away. Carew tries to get there. Lee Togwell with the challenge, forces him wide. And Carew still has the ball, but being forced down this near-hand side up against Fraser. Carew trying to dink his way through. Does well, plays it out here towards Clunis. Clunis hits it hard and low, but it's easily gathered by Jack Turner in the Slough goal. Be a minute of added time. We're already 30 seconds into that here at Dulwich. So the ball's here with Jack Turner, just rolls the ball out into the path of George Wells. Thompson will chase it down. Wells just turns away from him inside to Nisbet. And Nisbet has the ball, played it across to his defensive partner Hollis, back towards Turner. And then Turner does go long this time, aiming for Flood, but it doesn't matter because that is the half-time whistle here at Champion Hill. It's 0-0 between the two sides, but it doesn't really tell you the tale of the story. Slough have had 5 efforts in this game, 2 very good efforts on target, one from a Lee Togwell header, well saved by Preston Edwards, and then a shot from George Wells from distance. But really it's Dulwich Hamlet who have had the better of the chances. A goal line clearance from Sean Fraser made sure it stayed 0-0, but Dulwich have had 10 efforts in this first half, and they did have the ball in the back of net. It was disallowed for offside, and Slough will be very, very grateful for that decision by the linesman on this near hand side. So there you go. So it's the joys of trying to make your way round to the other end. I'm not sure if the Dulwich fans are making their way round. They're all standing up here as well. We will give you the half-time scores for you, but I know you love the half-time quizzes. So our half-time quiz today is in honour of the fact that Dulwich Hamlet have come home to their ground, Champion Hill, after 10 months away, although this is their second game here. So all of these are around about the words home. So question 1 is quite a difficult one. How many separate occasions has It's Coming Home gone to number 1 in the chart? So how many times on separate occasions, not how many weeks it's been there, but how many times it's gone in and charted at number 1 for It's Coming Home. The second one, and if you don't get this one, I'll be very, very annoyed for you. What was the date of... thank you very much. But you got me a roll as well, Bill. Oh, you're brilliant. Thank you, mate. So what was the date of Slough's first homecoming game at Arbour Park. What was the date of Slough's first coming game at Arbour Park? Question 3. Home and Away is set in which seaside resort? Home and Away, the TV programme, is set in which seaside resort? This is the one that's going to catch you out, I think. I want to know the names of the 2 baddies in Home Alone. Now, I don't want the actors' names. You can give the actors' names if you want, but I want the name of the 2 characters, the 2 baddies in Home Alone. And your final one is which duo sang Homeward Bound? So that might be for some of the older generation who are listening in this afternoon. But there you go, which duo sang Homeward Bound, and also what was the name of the 2 baddies in Home Alone? There you go. Come through to me with your answers either on Twitter or on the chat room, and we'll see how many of you do well with that. So half time here now. We will give you the scores of the other games in a second, but we have been bought a cup of tea. FC Video are almost right. But someone's baby boy has got Home and Away question right, but there you go. I've just got a little roll here to eat, so I'm going to try and eat the roll while having a cup of tea and giving you some half-time scores. So there you go. Let me just try and do 2 things for you. Let's get the scores up for you. Don't worry, we're still here, don't worry. Okay, so let's give you the half-time scores. We'll miss out the Premier League, as I know some of you like to watch Match of the Day without having the scores for you. In the Sky Bet League Championship, it's Birmingham 0, Brentford 0, Bolton Wanderers 0, Stoke 0, Bristol City 0, Rotherham 0, Leeds 0, Hull City 1, Middlesbrough 1, Ipswich 0, Millwall 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Bit of a classic at Norwich. I think every game's a classic at Norwich if their game on Boxing Day is a minute to go by. It's Norwich City 2, Derby 2, Preston North End 0, Aston Villa 1, QPR 0, Reading 0, Sheffield United, Blackburn Rovers is 0-0, Swansea 0, Wigan 2, and West Brom 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1. We go into the what have I done there? Sky Bet. Let me just I don't know what I did though. Let's just go into Sky Bet League 1. It's Accrington Stanley 0, Peterborough 2, FC Wimbledon 0, Blackpool 0, Barnsley 2, Charlton Athletic 0, Burton 1, Plymouth 0, Coventry 0, Southend 0, Fleetwood 2, Portsmouth 1, Gillingham 0, Doncaster 1. This is a full-time score, earlier kickoff. Oxford United 0, Bristol Rovers 2, Rochdale 0, Bradford 1, Scunthorpe 1, Wickham 0, Sunderland 1, Shrewsbury 1, and Walsall 1, Luton Town 0. So just bear with us while we have another little bite of the roll here before we give you Sky Bet League 2. Okay, so Sky Bet League 2 is Cambridge United 1, Lincoln 0, Carlisle 1, Macclesfield 1. These next 2 are 0-0. It's Cheltenham 0, Forest Green 0, Colchester and Morecambe 0-0. Crew 1, Stevenage 0, Exeter 0, Grimsby 1. Next 2 are 0-0. That's Mansfield, Swindon and Newport County versus Crawley. Northampton Town 0, MK Dons 1, Notts County 0, Bury 0, Port Vale 1, Oldham 1, and Tranmere 0, Yeovil 0. We'll go into the National League. These are all full-time scores. Sparrow 1, Salford City 2, Bournemouth 0, Maidstone 1, Chesterfield 0, Hartlepool 1, Dagenham 0, Barnet 0, Dover 0, Leyton Orient 0, Ebbsfleet 3, Eastleigh 0, Gateshead 0, FC Halifax 1, Harrogate Town 0, AFC Fylde 0, Haventon Waterlooville 0, Bromley 1, Maidenhead 0, Braintree 0, Sutton 2, Aldershot 1, and Wrexham 0, Solihull Moors 0. Into the National League North, it's Telford 2, Leamington 1, All half times these: Blythe 1, York 1, Boston United 0, Bradford Park Avenue 1, Brackley 2, Nuneaton Borough 1, Curzon Ashton 0, Chorley 1, Darlington 1, Ashton United 0, FC United 1, Spennymoor Town 0, Guiseley 0, Altrincham 0, Hereford 1, Chester 0, Southport 2, Alferton 0, Stockport 0, Kidderminster Harriers 0. Right, National League South then for you. These are the half-time scores. Chelmsford 2, Hemel Hempstead 1, Chippenham 2, Hampton and Richmond 0, Dulwich 0, Slough 0. It's East Thurrock 2, Dartford 1, Hungerford Town 1, Truro 3, St Albans 1, Billericay 0, Torquay United 2, Gloucester 0, Wealdstone 0, Oxford City 1, Welling 0, Concord Rangers 1, Western Supermare 0, Bath 1, and Woking 1, Eastbourne Borough 0. So there you go, those are your half-time scores. So there you go. So just going to have a little bit more of the roll and then we'll get to your answers. So congratulations to Baby Boy who's got the answer to Home Alone. So if you're on our chat room you'll know the answers to that. So let's just remind you of the up and coming games for the Rebels here this afternoon. So after today, don't forget the game on New Year's Day is going to be a 1 p.m. kickoff. So that is New Year's Day, home to Wealdstone is a 1 p.m. kickoff. Please be aware of that. Then a week today, which will be the 5th of January, Slough make the long trip down to the league leaders, Torquay United. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Please, if you do want to go on the coach, the more people that go on the coach, the cheaper the coach price will come. And we'd like to see as many people down there as possible. And then a week on the 8th of January, Slough will be at home to Bath City. That's a Tuesday night game. So that's a 7:45 kickoff. So I'm just going to finish this lovely roll that has been given to me. So it does amaze me how they got 3,000 in here on Boxing Day, because I don't know what the figure is for the attendance so far this afternoon, but I'd say there's a good 1,500 in here at least. Well, if I look to my right, it's like 2 or 3 deep already around the sides. They are quite spread out, but behind the goal to our left, which is now full of the Dulwich fans, that's got the little bit of terrace in, but it is really the only little bit. There is a stand on the other side that's only got about 4 or 5 steps of terracing on it, and then the Slough fans are now behind the goal to our right. They've got terracing as well. If there was 3,000 people in it, I've got to say that's got to be quite a tight fit in here, as I'm not sure what the capacity is, but your viewing area isn't going to be fantastic if you're one of those 3,000 here on Boxing Day. We've got to say, it's a lovely cup of tea I've been bought as well, so our thanks to Bill from the Berks and Bucks FA, who's often seen in the Slough Town boardroom in the hospitality part there, so he's done that. So we're just basically waiting around for the second half to start. Oh, I didn't turn my thing off. I left my stopwatch running. That's a bit silly, wasn't it? Yeah, so the story of the first half is it's 0-0. Slough picked up 2 yellow cards. Guy Hollis on 7 minutes for a foul. It didn't look a bad foul. it was down the sidelines, and quite surprised it was given as a yellow card. And then Dobson got a yellow card for kicking the ball away after the whistle had blown, even though Dulwich player did exactly the same when he put the ball in the back of the net after being called as offside. So that's a little bit strange, but there you go. But Daniel Lamport was the referee who oversaw our playoff final win earlier on this year. So this he's refereed one of the greatest moments of our year, and he's going to finish it off by refereeing us here in this last game of 2018. So there you go. Let's hope that we can get an 89th minute winner here this afternoon. That would be good. Manny is on the bench, so you never know. It could happen. We shall see. We shall see. There's still a little bit of... it's very cloudy here. There are some dark clouds in the sky, but there is a little bit of light blue sky just trying to feed its way through here. And while we are just waiting for the second half to start, I would like to give a special mention. I don't normally do this, but last year we made some good friends in the league below, and some of those friends were King Langley FC. If you went to King Langley, you know that the hospitality was great. They have a DJ outside, it does requests and everything like that. Some of the Kings Langley fans this afternoon have walked to their away game at Harrow Borough, and they're raising money for Sands UK. Now, Sands UK, if you don't know what they are one of the UK's leading charities in stillbirth and neonatal deaths. So this is when babies die young or come out stillborn. So if you do want to donate some money to them, these guys have walked all the way there this afternoon to the game. If you go onto the Kings Langley Twitter page, then you'll see that there's a link there that will send you through to the Just Giving page to donate to that, and it's a great charity. It's very worthwhile. They do fantastic work, and please, if you want to take time out to just spread a little bit of joy on these last few days of 2018, that's a great charity to give it to. So just please keep your eye out if you do want to do that. It's Kings Langley FC on Twitter. So thank you very much. So some of the Slough players are already out here for the start of the second half. I did see Scott Davies just chatting to a fan here earlier, just a few minutes ago. So I'm not sure if he knows someone. It's surely not another club that Scott Davies has played for. And just going to see if there are going to be any substitutions for the sides. They are starting to slowly come out here this afternoon. So as that is the case, let's go back to our quiz for you. Good afternoon to Callum, who's listening, who's baby boy, got the answers right to one of them. Okay, so we're going to have an argument with FC Video. I think they're going to have a go at me here, but the question was, how many times has It's Coming Home gone to number one separate times? I got the answers for FC Video, say 3. I don't know who's right, but there you go. We say 4. What was the date of the home game when Slough came back to Arbour Park? Well, if you haven't got that, it's the 29th of August 2016. Home and away is set in which seaside resort? It's Summer Bay. The two baddies, played by Joe Pesky and Daniel Stern, were called Harry and Marv. And then the last one is which Joe sang Homeward Bound? It was Simon and Garfunkel. So there you go, that's your half-time quiz. The referee is out. Dulwich Hamlet are out. There are no changes to either side, so I'll quickly run through those starting lineups for you. For Dulwich Hamlet, it's Preston 1, 2 Onivigam, 3 Green, 4 Ferguson, 5 Tiore, 6 Chambers, who's the captain, 7 Clunis, 8 Carew, 9 Thompson, 10 Banton, 11 Cook. For the Rebels, it's Turner 1, Fraser 2, Wells 3, Hollis 4, Nisbet 5, Lee Togwell 6, 7 Dobson, 8 Dunn, 9 Sam Togwell, 10 Flood, 11 Warren Harris. Dulwich Hamlet will have the kickoff, and we've kicked off already, and they play it back here towards Chambers, who clears it down the line, headed away again by Sean Fraser, flicked on here by Dobson, headed on by Ferguson. Sam Togwell heads it away for Slough, getting in a little bit darker here this afternoon. And the ball comes through to Mark Nisbet, who takes a touch in towards George Wells. George Wells skips past the challenge. Down the line here, looking for the run of Dobson. Comes off the head of Ollie Bigham and out of play for a throw to Slough. The thing is here at Dulwich, they've had the floodlights on, and now it's quite bright. The middle of the pitch doesn't have. They've only got the 4 floodlights in the corner. The middle of the pitch does look quite dark here at the moment. Throw comes on, flicked on here by Dobson, finding Flood. Flood trying to hold the ball up, plays it back inside here towards Dobson. Dobson trying to play it out, but Flood comes across and gets the rebound of the ricochet in towards Sam Togwell. His little ball finds Simon Dunn. Dunn little ball finding Ian Warren Hatch. Oh, flicked inside here to Dobson. Dobson with a chance to shoot. Shoots from distance. Great save by Edwards. Strong one-handed save there by the goalkeeper. Slough starting this second half brightly. Ball comes back out here towards Flood, who's a little bit deeper for Slough. Needs a little bit of help. He's going to try and place it on the far hand side towards Lee Togwell, who just can't get there at the far post. But great save by Preston Edwards. Full length save by the Dulwich Hamlet goalkeeper, and a strong hand to keep that ball away from that Dobson shot. It's 0-0 here at the start of this second half already. Still enjoying this cup of tea. Thank you very much, Bill. And so it's Preston Edwards to take this goal kick here for Dulwich. The Slough fans are starting to make some noise again. Ball's been flicked on here for Banton to chase. It's Wells who hooks it clear. Only as far as Cook, he shoots! And he shoots from 20 odd yards out. It's a great shot, just over the top of the crossbar though. And the second half is starting very, very brightly here at Champion Hill. So two efforts on goal already. And not much, still 0-0 though, so we're still waiting for the net to bulge here. Long kick by Turner. It's going to come here through to Carew, who makes a slip. It's from Dunn. Dunn just gets a push in the back there. It's Chambers who stoops to head the ball back here towards Edwards. And Edwards keeps the ball in here for Dulwich Hamlet. And the goalkeeper, he's got some white gloves on. It looks like he's both goalkeepers with white gloves. They look like boxers. They both got short sleeves on. Ball played forwards here for Green to head on. Two Togwells make a mistake there. It comes through to Clunish, plays it in. Oh, and it just hits Banton and runs straight through to Turner in the Slough goal. But Sam and Lee Togwell just both deciding to go for the same ball. They didn't call for it, and it was Dulwich Hamlet got there first, but the ball just not running for Dulwich Hamlet. And a Turner with a long kick into this darkening sky here, looking for Flood. Flood up against Chambers. Flood's control. It's going to be a throw to Slough and taken quickly by Fraser in towards Warren Hatch. Back towards Fraser, inside to Lee Togwell. Plays it in towards Flood. Togwell just got caught there. The referee doesn't see it. The ball played out here towards George Wells. Wells had a shot earlier. Takes another shot. It takes a deflection. Comes here towards Dobson. Dobson skips past the challenge, looking for a free kick and wins a free kick for a foul just on the edge of the box here for Slough. It's just on the a yard. Well, we've got a winner of the winner 50-50.
If you're the holder of ticket number 417.
417.
You've won £361.
Blimey, 351 quid.
417. Please come to
If you got the ticket 417, you just 351 quid from the 50-50. That is a brilliant amount of money. Slough got this free kick. It's a yard out away from the D of the penalty box. So if you look at the penalty box, it's got a D on it. It's a yard back, just a yard away from centre. Standing over it is Chris Flood, James Dobson and George Wells. And a 5-man wall for Dulwich Hamlet, which includes Sam Togwell. And Dobson looks like he's going to be the one that takes it. Chris Flood's there. George Wells is standing next to it. Looks like Flood's going to... For some reason, Flood is just walking in front of the wall here. I don't know if this is some pre-planned thing. Flood just goes to the side. It's going to be left through to Dobson. Hits it straight at the ball. Comes back to Wells. Hits it in. Slough looking for a penalty. They've got a free kick for a handball just on the edge of the area. And it looks as though the referee is going to yellow card Chambers for handball. I'm still going to wait for this decision from the referee to come through. I'm sure it's Chambers that he's calling. It's very difficult to see. I think it's Carew that he's actually booked. So, very strange decision by the referee there. But I think it's Carew that got booked. And it's a free kick to Slough. They're about a couple of yards. This is right on the edge of the 18-yard box. And again, it's Flood, Wells and Dobson standing over this free kick for them. And the referee just easing the Dulwich Hamlet wall back a little bit further. And again, it's a 6-man wall here. This time Slough got 2 players. It's a 7-man wall now for Dulwich Hamlet. It's got Sam Togwell in it as well. And again, it's Wells, Flood and Dobson standing over this one. And waiting for the referee to blow the whistle. It's going to be Flood to take this one. Hits it straight at the wall again. And the ball comes out though to Sean Fraser. Inside towards Dobson. Dobson turns away from the challenge. Has the ball here. Crosses right-footed into the edge of the box. Oh, what a flick that is by Dunn. It's just shy of the goal. It's a no-look shot there by Simon Dunn. The ball came to him a little bit behind him. He just hooks it goalwards. But just wide of the post. And 0-0 is the score here. And the second half has started with a flurry of efforts on goal. And just finishing off that lovely cup of tea as we wait for Edwards, the goalkeeper, to take this goal kick here for Dulwich Hamlet. Aimed here towards Banton, headed away by Sean Fraser, comes back to him from Simon Dunn, flicks him towards Flood. Flood takes it on his chest and plays it. It hits Carew and bounces in towards Banton. Banton fires Carew. Ball over the top here for Cook. Cook comes in on the far hand side. Shoots first time. Oh, what a save by Jack Turner. Ball still bouncing around in the area. Sam Togwell's there to hook the ball away for Slough. A great save there by Jack Turner. Keeps it 0-0 for the Rebels. It was Cook with the shot. He hit it into the ground and it was trying to scoop wide, but Jack Turner's free to the ball. But the ball's now here on the far hand side with Clunis. Inside here towards Ferguson. Ferguson crosses to the back post. Oh, Thompson didn't gamble on it. It was right for him as well. It's just over the top of his head. And that's like effort number 5 in this second half already. We've only played 7 minutes, so it looks like both sides are trying to go for the win here. But it's still 0-0 at the moment. And Turner will take this goal kick here for the Rebels. And he's just taking this. He's got the Dulwich fans behind that goal, giving him the ooh. The long kick though has come through, comes in towards Lee Togwell, who flicks it on, and only as far as Carew. Carew finding Clunis. Clunis back here towards Torre. Torre's ball forwards for Thompson. Comes off the head of George Wells. Sam Togwell then heads it away for Slough. Cook heads it forwards. Wells just volleys it high up into the air. Flood rises high to win the ball, and the referee says it's a foul by Flood and a free kick to Dulwich Hamlet on the halfway line. And they take it quickly, too quickly, and the referee pulls it back. So it'll be a second chance to take this one. Taken short in towards Carew. Carew plays the ball in looking for Thompson. Thompson now spreads it out on the far hand side looking for Cook. Cook here up against Wells. Cook coming down that near hand side, turns away with the ball, cuts back inside, crosses with his left foot, goes towards the back post. There's a body down in the box there, and Warren Harris tries to see the ball out. It's been kept in really well though by Nathan Green, and he's got a chance to play it inside here to Banton. Banton trying to take a touch, takes too many turns, still has the ball, trying to break into the box, does really well, turning back in, crosses straight at and hits it straight at Jack Turner in the Slough goal. An easy save for the Slough goalkeeper. It was straight at him at the near post, but good work from Jason Banton. And then Turner long kick into this darkening sky. Dawson tries to flick it on Vigan with the header away, comes to George Wells, little cushion inside to Lee Togwell, hooks the ball down the line. Vigan wins the ball again for Dulwich, headed away though by Nisbet into the path of George Wells. Wells trying to play the ball over the top here for the run of Warren Harris. It's Chambers who heads it away and heads it towards Torre, who volleys it clear, looking for Clunis. It comes off the back of Guy Hollis's head and rolls through to the goalkeeper Jack Turner. Turner just takes the ball back into the box, and it's Turner, another long kick here aimed towards Chris Flood up against Torre. Flood tries to control it. Sean Fraser can't keep it in, does he? Does. Really good play there by Sean Fraser keeping the ball in. Ball's here with Dunn. Inside to Nisbet. Nisbet's under pressure, clears it down the line, takes a touch off Ferguson in towards Torre. Good control with his pink and green boots, or orange and green boots, whichever colour you think they are. Takes the ball out on the far hand side for Cook. Oh, lovely control by him. Just gets a lucky ricochet off George Wells in towards Banton. Banton skipping past a couple of challenges. Still running with the ball. Great play by him. Low 1-2 with Cook. Banton gets the ball down the right-hand side. Tries to turn and cut back inside. Lee Togwell's there, and Togwell steals the ball off him, and then tries to play it quickly, looking for the run of Dobson, but it's blocked by Onivigam, and out of play for a throw to the Rebels. Still 0-0 here, and the pitch here it's not very well lit up here. The ball's back here towards George Wells. He tried to play it down the line, but comes off Cook for a throw to Slough. And the throw comes in quickly towards Lee Togwell. Back in towards Wells. Over the top here. Headed away by Tiore. Flicked on here and finding Thompson. Thompson challenged though by Slough. Slough win it with Lee Togwell. Hooks it down the line, but only as far as Chambers. Ball back into Carew. Over the top looking for the run of Clunis. Headed away though by Fraser. Then flicked on by Sam Togwell. Looking for Dunn. Dunn's ball finds Flood. Flood just going to try and play the ball on the far hand side for Dobson to chase. Onivigham's there for Dulwich Hamlet. Back towards the goalkeeper Preston Edwards. Under pressure. He skies the ball out. Comes through to Warren Hash. Heads the ball down. Intercepted by Green though. And tries to find Clunis. Clunis with a heavy touch. Trying to hold the ball off well in towards Ferguson. Ferguson turns away from Dunn. In towards Tiore. Tiore back across here towards Chambers. Chambers hooks it down the line looking for the run of Thompson. Thompson does well to hold the ball up here against Hollis. Thompson does well. And a great challenge though by Guy Hollis. The ball's out for a... I'm not sure if it's out for a corner or a throw. I think it's out for a throw to Dulwich Hamlet. Green has come across to take this throw for the home side. And takes his throw quickly in towards Thompson. Thompson holding the ball up down by the corner flag. Slips as he goes to play it. And it's brought forward here by Warren Harris. Harris with the ball. Hits it straight at Carew. Comes back to Dunn who flicks it forward. Flood trying to create a bit of space to turn and hold the ball up. Has it took off his toes by Carew, but he can't control it, and out of play for a throw to Slough. Be about 15 yards inside their own half. Still 0-0 here. 57 minutes of the game gone, and they're still going to leave the throw here for Guy Hollis to come across. And his long throw for Flood, but it's over his head. Chambers heads it on. Sam Togwell then tries to head it back on. Jumps up and it's Green who tries to get it. Flood tries to nick it off. Ferguson's there to intercept. Finds Onivigam who then plays it in towards Cook. Cook trying to run from deep. Has it almost nicked off his feet but manages to recover well and finds it back here towards Tiore. Tiore's ball on the far hand side. Headed away by Nisbet. Lee Togwell stretches to keep it in for Slough. Finds George Wells down the line, but the ball has gone out of play for a throw to Dulwich on that far hand side. And it's good afternoon to Stockport County's #1 fan who's listening to Slough. And we'll wait for the throw to come in. It's a little bit further up the field than the referee initially said. And it's Cook who will take the throw for Dulwich. Right, he's going to leave it for Onivigam to take. And so they're headed away by Lee Togwell in towards Chris Flood, in towards Sam Togwell, finding James Dobson. Dobson finding Lee Togwell. Togwell has to stretch and lose the ball. It's here with Cook. Cook running at the Slough defence, finds it in towards Carew. Carew spreads it nicely into the path here of Green. Green has a bit of space to run into, trying to run at Sean Fraser. Fraser just keeps him wide. He's got help in the shape of Warren Harris, but Green still has the ball. Plays it in towards Banton. Banton trying to turn and create here with Clunis. Back in towards Cook. Finds Carew. Carew with the ball inside looking for Thompson. Thompson shielded by the ball. Great challenge by... what? The referee has given that as a foul against Warren Harris. I thought he won the ball. Warren Harris gets a yellow card. That's how strange it is. I don't think Warren Harris has had many yellow cards. Third Slough player in the book this afternoon. It's a free kick here to Slough. Warren Harris's first yellow card of the season. I think he's booked for diving in. So this free kick's around about 25 yards out. It's not far from the line of the 18-yard box. It's Carew standing over it. And it is a chance for the big two centre-backs in Chambers and Tiore to go forward. Also Ferguson, the number 4, is a tall player. Slough have got a 3-man wall here at the moment. Thompson just feeling the force of that challenge. And Carew just... Jack Turner telling his wall to move across a little bit here. It's Carew that takes it, and let's just say that if you thought James Dobson's shot earlier in the game that was wild and high was bad, you should have seen that one. It's a really poor free kick there. It's actually gone into the car park behind. And with just over an hour gone, it remains 0-0 between the two sides. And the Slough fans have just gone a little bit... they've been a little bit outsung by the Dulwich fans. They obviously prefer that in down there. So there's Jack Turner. Jack Turner to take this kick here for Slough. Aimed towards Chris Flood. Comes off the shoulder of Carew. Ferguson wins it and finds Cook. Cook with the ball over the top here for Clunis to chase, but it's got too much on it. Goes through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And no sign of any substitutions yet for either side. There's Turner long into this dark sky now, looking for Flood. Flood trying to hold the ball up. He flicks it on well, but again he's got no one near him, and it's out of play for a throw to Dulwich Hamlet on the far side. And Cook is going to leave it for Onivigam to take. No, he's telling Onivigam to go forward, so Cook's going to take it. He's got a longer throw. And he takes it from nowhere near where the ball went out. The referee was hot on that earlier. George Wells wins the first header, then wins the second header. Warren Harris flicks the next header on. It's a mistake there by Torre, trying to let Flood in, but Torre corrects it well and then clears down the line. It's hooked away though by Guy Hollis. Lee Togwell beaten to the ball by Ferguson. Comes through to Nisbet, who takes control and then plays it forwards for Slough. And Chambers with the header away. It will come out here towards Sean Fraser. In towards Lee Togwell. Togwell trying to find Dobson. Dobson's little flick trying to find Dunn, but it's intercepted here by Onivigam, who then finds Cook. Cook with the ball forwards. Cook running down the near hand side. George Wells comes across. Bit of a cracking game at Taunton versus Weymouth. Taunton versus Weymouth. 59 minutes gone. 3-3. Ball's been thrown in here towards Ferguson. Back here towards Onivigam. Inside to Torre. Torre across to his centre-back partner Chambers. Chambers just being closed down by James Dobson. Dobson wins the ball off him. Dobson just flicks it into the path of Lee Togwell. Back here towards Dobson. Dobson a little flick here for Warren Harris. And Slough got 3-on-2 coming down this near hand side. Warren Harris is being forced wide. Crosses into the box. Sam Togwell! Sam Togwell's first goal for the club! And he just puts it into the bottom of the net. What was he doing up there? I do not know. But he fires it in from around about 12 yards out. The ball came to him, he took a touch, he turned and swiveled and hit it low into the bottom of the net. Slough have the lead. And Sam Togwell's goal with a 3-on-2 break for the Rebels. And it's, I think that the Slough fans, the players are just making their way back there. I think the referee was just a little concerned with how the Slough players celebrated with the fans, and I think that you've got to be careful. There's a law now in football that says that one outfield player has to stay on the pitch when you celebrate. If all the players, apart from the goalkeeper, so don't include goalkeeper, if all the players had run off the side of the pitch, off the pitch, then Dulwich Hamlet have the right to start. Without that, you must leave a player on the field. Sam Togwell. So Togwell with his goal on 63 minutes it's been given. And then the kickoff starts and the referee's not happy because Clunis is in the wrong... He's still in the wrong half and he kicked it again. Ball comes through here towards Chambers. Chambers plays it forwards here. Headed away by Guy Hollis. Only as far as Carew. Carew's little ball inside finds Green. Green didn't urge to come down this near hand side. Skips past the challenger Lee Togwell. Finds Thompson. Thompson tries to turn and Warren Harris gets there and it's a foul there on Sean Fraser. It actually was, with a really good piece of defending there by Sean Fraser. He wins a free kick for the Rebels. And now the Slough Town fans are making a lot of noise here this afternoon. And it's going to start with a free kick for Slough on the edge of their 18-yard line. Jack Turner to take it. And it's going to be Turner with this kick on the far hand side looking for Wells. Wells just controls it in front of Cook. Finds Nisbet. Nisbet's closed down by Clunis, but it goes out of play for a throw to the Rebels. And now the Slough fans have found their voice this afternoon. It's a throw on the far hand side, which George Wells will take. Headed away though by Onivigam. Second header for George Wells, trying to find Dobson, who's just hanging, loitering on the side. Oh, it does get the ball back, tries to skip past the challenge, taken off him by Onivigam. Cook with the clearance down the field. Nisbet's header only as far as Guy Hollis, and Hollis under pressure plays it across his 6-yard box to Turner, who hammers the ball clear and out of play for a throw to Dulwich Hamlet under pressure from Thompson. And the throw comes in again from Cook. Long throw, headed on again by George Wells. Dobson's there for Slough. Finds Sam Togwell, hooks the ball clear, going as far as Clunis. Clunis trying to turn on the edge of the box. Thompson's there trying to turn. Lee Togwell gets his body in the way and clears the ball for Slough. Only as far as Green. Green inside to Banton. Banton trying to turn here against Fraser. Banton tries to nick it in down the line here and try and find Green. It's a throw to Dulwich Hamlet. And Dulwich looking for a free kick. The referee says no. And it's going to be a throw here down this near hand side, level with the 18-yard, taken by Green in towards Carew. Last touch comes off Dunn, so it's another throw here to Dulwich Hamlet. They're just waiting for a ball to come in. And it'll be Green again to take this throw, finding Chambers, gets it back towards Green. Green has to try and take it down. Oh, he does well to skip in past a couple of challenges. Lovely little 1-2 up here against Warren House. So got numbers in the box. Oh, he smacked. Oh, Green has absolutely hammered that cross as hard as he can across that 6-yard box. Cook on the far hand side is arguing with the linesman. He thinks it's come off a Slough player. And there's a little bit of going on between Sam Togwell and Ashley Carew. Now, I'm not sure, because I think that Carew was the player that got the yellow card earlier, and I think that the referee has called Carew and the Dulwich Hamlet captain Chambers over to say no more, and I think that is what it is. I think that's a final warning for Carew there, something that must have gone on between him and Sam Togwell, but as it is, it's just a friendly warning for Carew, and it's a throw for Slough on the far hand side. Hayes and Yedding are scoring tons of goals this season. They're 6-1 up away from home at the moment. Ball's been bouncing around. Dobson loses it. It's one back though by Slough and finds Dobson. Inside here towards Lee Togwell. Togwell's going to try and find Fraser on this near hand side. Fraser just quickens his step inside towards Lee Togwell. Oh, a bit of a mistake there, but Sam Togwell comes in and slides. It's only as far as Carew, who just lost the ball into the path of Clunis. Clunis just has to go a little bit wider here, and he's down the sideline of this box, trying to create a bit of space to try and help. Gets a shot in, it's straight at Jack Turner, hard and low, but took a little touch off Sean Fraser, and that took a lot of the power out and easily gathered by the Slough Town goalkeeper. So we have played, coming up to 68.5 minutes gone. Dulwich 0, Slough Town 1. And Turner has the ball, just dropped it outside the box, and Turner's just standing there waiting for a Dulwich player to come forward before he takes the kick and then kicks it in again, looking for Flood. Flood beaten to the ball by Chambers, only as far though his header as George Wells. Wells being urged to bring the ball forward here for Slough. Does so. Shoots from distance. Oh, it's a 35-yarder just over the top of the bar, and it hits somebody in the face behind the goal, which is what the cheers were for. But again, George Wells looking for a goal. This time Dulwich take it short to the near hand side to Onivigam. Played down the line for Thompson. Thompson flicking it on again, but this time no one's forwards with him. And it's all the way through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal, who again will just stand there, wait with the ball in his feet, waiting for a player to come down, and as he does, he picks the ball up. And it's a long kick again by Turner, flicked on really well by Flood, in towards Dobson. Dobson trying to little ball in, it finds Warren Harris again. Harris trying to little play ball inside here, gets a little 1-2. Oh, great challenge in the end by Torre, blocks the ball. Played forward here looking for Clunis. Sky Hollis with the header away, then volley clear by Fraser, in towards Dunn. Dunn's with a little ball finding Flood. Flood trying to find Warren Harris down this near hand side. Harris crosses first time, there's no one at the back post. Goalkeeper comes for it, he should have done, and Onivigam sees off the challenge of Dobson. It's not the best of clearance, it's almost hit the Slough Town supporters team bus coach supporters team, not Slough Town supporters coach. That's what I meant. It's a throw for Slough on the far hand side, deep inside the Dulwich Hamlet half. The coach that we came on that got stuck in some very strange streets around Peckham. Throw comes in quickly from Wells. Gets a little 1-2 here with Dunn. Back in here with Wells. Wells trying to skip past the challenger Ferguson. Coming down that left hand side. Holding the ball up by the corner flag. A little bit early to go there. Slough looking for a free kick, and then the ball still bouncing around. It's going to be cleared in the end here towards Carew, who hammers it down the field looking for Thompson. Headed away by Nisbet into the centre, only as far as Clunis. Clunis' header flicked on towards Banton. Banton now trying to find Clunis on the far hand side. Guy Hollis goes with him. Clunis holds the ball up. Oh, lovely little ball into Green, but he just overran it a little bit. And then the clearance finds Chris Flood. Flood holding the ball up here for Slough. In towards Dunn. Dunn finds George Wells looking for the ball over. Oh, it's almost got through to Dobson. Just a little bit too straight. And then goalkeeper Edwards comes out of his area to just play it back to Onivigam. And Onivigam, Green, the left back, is so far up for Dulwich. Ball play forwards here towards Carew. Carew turns, finding Cook on the far hand side. Cook just back in here towards Carew. Slough with numbers behind the ball. Played on the far hand side to Green. Lovely ball into him. He takes it brilliantly. Good control by the left back. Trying to break into the edge of the box. Still trying to turn. Plays it in. It's not the best of clearances by Nisbet, but he gets it towards Simon Dunn. And Dunn finds Dobson. Dobson back in towards Dunn. Dunn just slides in and keeps the ball towards Lee Togwell. Looking back here for the run of Dobson. Dobson get the ball. He's running a little bit further wide, but one of Vigham's forcing him wide. Dobson still coming down that left hand side. He's going to try and break. Oh, he skips past the challenge into the box, and then Cook comes back and controls and wins it back for Dulwich, but he's under pressure. Plays it back to Torre. Torre playing it around. Dunn trying to close it down, and Torre hooks the ball clear, and it comes off Thompson. He keeps the ball in. Great play by Thompson there. That is definitely going out of play. Thompson then turns and he can bring the ball out here for Dulwich Hamlet. A foul there by Slough means it's a free kick on the halfway line. The foul by Simon Dunn as Fraser had cleared the ball. But it's 72 minutes gone here. It's Dulwich Hamlet 0, Slough Town 1. And again, the Slough Town fans have been singing throughout this second half, as they did through the first half. Fantastic support here for the Rebels this afternoon. And the free kick taken quickly here towards Chambers. Chambers trying to float the ball in towards Thompson. Thompson's offside. And much to the annoyance of some of the Dulwich fans who are here in front of me this afternoon. But there you go. It's a free kick here for Slough. And Turner will take the free kick for the Rebels. And it's Turner with the ball. Flicked on by Dunn. Dunn heads it totally the wrong way. Banton with the head of it. It's beaten to him by Togwell. Comes here towards Flood. Flood gets a lucky turn. Oh, turns past a couple of challenges. Great challenge though by Dure. Wins the ball by diving in. Ball play forwards here. Guy Hollis will head that away. And he finds Lee Togwell inside the centre circle. He can turn. Chipping it forwards for the run of Warren Harris. Harris just takes it down on his head, cuts through past Green. Green having to do some defending. Sean Fraser gets the ball. Back over the top here, looking for a run, but no one had made the run, and Sean Fraser's ball goes through to Edwards. And Edwards just drops the ball on the outside of the edge of his penalty area. Chips it down the line, looking for Thompson to head on. Clunis tries to get to the edge of the box. Nisbet's there for Slough, and he can bring the ball out here for the Rebels. Just runs in and hits Ferguson. And Ham Togwell goes back towards Turner, who flicks it out first time looking for Dobson. Oh, Dobson flicks it past Onivigam, but the big defender just puts his body in the way and blocks it and plays it back towards his goalkeeper. Good effort there by Dobson to try and flick it past him and turn and run past. Edwards though with the ball at his feet. Headed away by Guy Hollis in towards Simon Dunn. Dunn finds Lee Togwell. Togwell just loses the ball, but it comes through off Ferguson. It'll be a throw to Slough. And, no sign of any substitutions yet, although I do think that the board's being lit up for Dulwich Hamlet in a second. The throw will come in from Guy Hollis, who's going to take a long throw for Slough, halfway inside his own half to try and get Slough a little bit further. Takes it short though and plays it towards Jack Turner, who's chased down by Thompson, but Thompson clears it long. Dure with a chance to volley the ball all the way back. And Turner will let the ball run out of play. Oh, he doesn't. He gets the ball back, just keeps it in from going out for a goal kick. a dead ball kick, and then brings it back into the penalty area, waits for Banton to chase him down before picking the ball up. So it's 75 minutes gone. It's Dulwich, Hamlet 0, Slough Town 1. Looks like Slough are going to make a substitution in a second. A long ball forward here looking for Flood. Comes off the head of Onivigam, goes all the way back to Edwards in the Dulwich Hamlet goal. And he just drops the ball on the edge of his area, plays it long again, looking for Thompson. Thompson trying to field the ball. Warren Harris clears, and then the referee says it's a foul by Slough and a free kick to Dulwich Hamlet.
Thank you for your magnificent support this afternoon. This afternoon's attendance 2,900.
Seriously? Apparently there are 2,900 people in here today. Right, so substitution for the Rebels. Simon Dunn off, Scott Davies on. That's on 77 minutes. 2,900. There is no way there is 2,900 people inside this ground. I'm sorry, but there is no way there is 2,900 people inside this ground. But Simon Dunn off, Scott Davies on. That's the substitution for the Rebels. It's a free kick though here for Dulwich Hamlet. Carew to take 30 plus yards, 32 yards away from goal. The referee spotted some pushing and shoving in the. Everyone's on the 18-yard line. And Slough with some defending to do here as Carew takes this free kick here for Dulwich Hamlet. Chipping the ball into the box. It's too close. Headed away by Scott Davies. First touch for him. Comes to Clunas. He can't get there. Chris Flood it is that tries to break away. Dobson actually in towards Chris Flood. Flood gets it. Takes a ricochet off the Dulwich player, and then Cook runs straight into Flood. He tried to play it for Dobson, but Dobson had stopped his run. And it's here with Onivigam, who plays the ball forwards again. Headed away by Lee Togwell. Comes on the far hand side to George Wells. Heads it forward. Flood won't chase it. He's happy to let Carew, who's the furthest back for Dulwich, have the ball. And he caresses the path out towards Green. Green gets a header too. It's a race inside the corner here for Guy Hollis and Thompson. Hollis gets there first, uses his body to shield the ball out for a goal kick to Slough. 77.5 minutes. Substitution for Dulwich, coming off his number 10, who is Zane Banton. Coming on is their leading goal scorer, Dipi Akinyemi. And he's getting a warm round of applause as he comes on 78 minutes. So that's Akinyemi on for Jason Banton. And Akinyemi it was that scored the equaliser in that game against Slough earlier on this season. Long ball outplayed there by Turner. Easily taken by Cook on his chest, but Dobson gets in there first and finds George Wells. Ball played forwards looking for Flood. Can't get there in front of Onivigam. Wells gets a second chance. This time cushions his head as to Dobson. Back here towards Davies. Davies trying to play the ball in towards Warren Harris. Chambers takes it down on his chest and releases Green down the left-hand side. Green's got a bit of space to run into. Fraser comes across. Cross comes into the far-hand side, and it's missed by everybody on the far-hand side. It's going to be a throw to Slough on that far side. And the Slough management team just looks at each other there. That was a great cross in, missed by 3 players from Dulwich Hamlet. And it's a throw that George Wells is going to go across to take. I think I'm going to leave it for Guy Hollis again. And Hollis with this long throw down the line. It's over the head of everyone. Comes through here towards Tiore. Just keeps it in play. Chased down here by Chris Flood, who's worked tirelessly for the Rebels this afternoon. In back here to lead in towards the goalkeeper Edwards. He chips the ball out looking for Green. Green trying again to flick it on, but no one flicks onto the flick. And then Fraser gets there. What a bit of late challenge there, referee. No. Ball's here with Chambers. Goes all the way back towards his goalkeeper Edwards. Edwards then switches it on the far hand side looking for Cook. Clunas with the header on. Nisbet heads it away though, only as far as Clunas. Inside here to Ashley Carew, just bringing the ball forwards a little bit. Little dinked ball inside there to Thompson. Thompson's now got Akinyemi in front of him. Cook with the ball into the box. Just a little bit behind. Oh, Green just burst through on the far hand side. He gets a header down, very much like he did in the first half. This time again he headers it hard and low, but it was well watched by Jack Turner in the Slough goal. It was easily claimed by him. And we're into dead on the last 10 minutes plus whatever the referee adds on. Long kick here by Turner. Trying to find Flood. Headed away only as far as Davis. Davis trying to play the ball over the top here for Warren Harris to chase. Harris chases up against Chambers. Chambers hooks the ball down. Takes a deflection off Warren Harris. And Edwards then comes to catch it. He drops the ball. But thankfully he was near his penalty spot. So no one there to pick the ball up. He plays it down there quickly. Guy Hollis with the header away. Only as far as Torre. In towards Carew. 2 players down injured. The referee says carry on. The ball's here with Cook on the far hand side. Cook trying to run past Wells, and it's a foul by George Wells. Now this will be the interesting because he got a yellow card for this, and he gets a yellow card now. I think it's going to be a yellow card for George Wells. That's 2 in 2 games now for George. Yep, George Wells gets a yellow card. That's yellow card number 4 for the Rebels this afternoon. Oh, I don't think there's been a bad challenge in the entire game, but there you go. But Wells gets the yellow card for blocking the run of Cook, and it's a free kick here to Dulwich Hamlet, 20 yards away from goal. Again, big numbers inside the box. Now with some defending to do. Carew again to take this free kick for Dulwich Hamlet. It's 2 yards away from the sideline. Carew puts it into the box, and it's Akinyemi with the header, but he heads it over the top of the bar, way over the top of the bar. And it didn't really have time to angle his head. It just got something on it, just headed it way over the top of the bar. And Bakes and Unders are just can't believe how many chances that Slough are letting Dulwich have this afternoon. But it's still with less than 10 minutes to go. It's Dulwich 0, Slough Town 1. And it's Turner again with this goal kick. Long kick now. It is dark outside now, proper dark. Flood tries to just flick it only as far as Onabigam. And it's a free kick by Flood, so it's I can't understand why it's a free kick. You should just let him have the ball. Edwards will take this free kick 15 yards inside the Dulwich half. And Edwards is playing it forward again, looking for Green on this near hand side. Green does well to flick it on. Sam Tugwell heads the ball away. Ferguson gets another touch. It comes towards Green. Green trying to turn here on this near hand side. Being followed by Sean Fraser. Fraser holding him up. Trying to turn. It's right by the dugouts. It's out of play for a throw to Dulwich. Slough management team going mad. They think it was our throw. Green with the throw in towards Akinyemi. Just Fraser gets his body in the way and wins a cheap free kick given away by Akinyemi there. And it's a free kick for Slough. Lee Togwell just leaving it for Akinyemi to give the ball back. And Slough will leave it for Jack Turner to be the player that comes across to take. And Turner being roundly booed on the far hand side as he takes his time coming to get the ball. And it's Turner with this goal kick for Slough. 6.5 minutes plus added time left. Long ball played in. It's going to be a free header for Chambers to head on. Flicked on by Akinyemi towards Clunis. Turns and holds the ball up. Oh, he tries to play it, intercepted by George Wells. And then Wells shrugs off the challenge and wins another cheap free kick. And the referee today is, there's nothing in that. It's 2 players going for the ball. One's a little bit stronger than the other. It's you should just play on. It's never a free kick in a million years. But it's a free kick to Slough. So it is a free kick in a million years. So just totally ignore what I say. None of you are listening anyway, so they don't really matter. Jack Turner with this free kick for Slough. Referee just telling Turner just to hurry it up a little bit. This one's right by the centre circle inside the Slough half. Flicked on by Flood, but it'll go all the way through to Edwards in the Dulwich goal. And he was looking to throw it out, but decides to stop. And Edwards does instead go long, looking for Thompson. Ball comes through to Akinyemi. Akinyemi turns inside. Lee Togwell comes across. Great challenge by him. Ball bounces out though to Green. Green inside to Thompson. Thompson tries to turn. Ball comes back out towards Green. Great challenge that is by Lee Togwell. Really good challenge. So Davis gives the ball away. He comes through and slides and gets the ball back, but it goes out of play for a throw. And it's a throw. I thought taking it quickly. And It's Cook with the throw inside here towards Chambers. Chambers spreads it out towards Green. Green, the left back who's been so far forward for Dulwich, plays it down the line here, looking for the Thompson to chase this one. Guy Hollis comes across, hooks it down the field. Chambers heads it inwards. Lee Togwell heads it outwards. Ferguson hits him on the back of the head, comes out here to Tiore. Inside to Carew. Carew being closed down by Scott Davies. Back here with Tiore. Tiore chipping the ball forwards for Thompson over his head. Akinyemi though will chase the ball down on this near hand side. Gets the ball across there. Hooked away though by Sean Fraser. Great defending by Sean. We're going to see a substitution for Dulwich Hamlet. No, we're not going to see a substitution for Dulwich Hamlet. They're going to leave the throw to come in. And the throw will come in from Cook on this near hand side. He's about 5 yards away from the corner flag. Long throw into the box, headed away by Slough. Not the best of clearances, comes to Carew, but the referee says there's a foul inside the box. It's a free kick to Slough. And now you'll see the substitution coming on is number 16, Gavin Tomlin. He replaces number 9, Dan Thompson, on 87. So it's Tomlin on. I'm quite surprised they took Thompson off, actually. Thompson's height was causing Slough a lot of problems, but Slough will be happy for that. But Tomlin's got some goals for Dulwich Hamlet, but Turner takes this free kick, headed away by Chambers. Flicked on here, intercepted by Mark Nisbet, chipping it forward for James Dobson to chase into the corner flag. Dobson up against Oni Vigham, turns away from play, gives it back out here towards Scott Davies. David down the line for Dobson. Dobson's going to run this ball into the corner flag if he can. He plays it off the defender, not the best. It's still in play, cleared by Cook down the line. Comes through to Tomlin. Tomlin under pressure, turns away from down the line here for Clunis to chase. Oh, Clunis outruns Nisbet. Gets his cross in first time. Oh, it's a great save by Fraser. Shoots. Turner again with a block. Slough is gone. Jack Turner has been unbelievable today. That's 2 great saves by Jack Turner. In a second, a great double save. The first one, he got to the ball before Akinyemi. The ball came in. Ferguson had the shot. It was blocked again by Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And there's an injury, I believe, to a Slough player. There's some people walking up into the boardroom area, blocking my view. But I think there's an injury here to a Slough player. I think it's Scott Davies who's down injured at the moment. And it's a queue for a lot of people here to leave this afternoon. As the Slough fans behind the goal to our right start singing Bakes and Under's Rebel Army. And it's Scott Davies just getting some treatment on an ankle or his shin. He's going to be fine to... Well, I say he's going to be fine. He's going to try and run it off. But we're into 88 and a half minutes here. So a minute and a half of normal time plus whatever the referee adds on. I'm not sure if Davis is going to be able to continue, but we'll see for a second. Slough temporarily down to men. Oh, he's just jogging it off now. Slough temporarily down to 10 men at the moment. Turner to take this free kick here for Slough. And it's Turner with this long kick. Again, it's dark here. Flood trying to get it. Hits him on the back of the head. Warren Harris sneaks in and plays the ball out on the far hand side. It spins into the path of Dobson. And Dobson just plays it back here for George Wells. Wells inside here looking for Warren Harris. Intercepted though by Carew. And back here to Onivigam who finds Tiore. Tiore playing the ball forwards here. Sam Togwell's playing as a third centre-back almost. Nathan Ferguson things it on, but then volley clear by Nisbet. Flood comes across to try and win it, headed on by Tiore. Sam Togwell hooks the ball all the way down the field towards Edwards. Edwards, a couple of yards outside of his box, takes it with his feet, cooks it on his outside of his foot. Scott Davis is there first for Slough. He's got a chance to hold the ball up, trying to flick. Oh, he's flicked it on the wrong way, and Flood can't get there. It's intercepted by Tiore. In here towards Cook. Cook tries to knock it past, overruns the ball, and it's here with Lee Togwell. Togwell just gets it in towards Scott Davis. Oh, Scott Davis tells Sean Fraser short, and the referee says there was a foul on a Slough player. And it's a free kick. And the linesman just having a word with the It's a free kick to... I thought Tom was going to get a yellow card for time wasting there, but the referee hasn't had it. One of the assistant managers of Dulwich Hamlet just spoken to by the linesman for a little bit of foul language. Nothing too much, but it's Flood who flicks the header on really well, but it's into the box, and Edwards picks the ball up here for Dulwich Hamlet, who just holds it out. We're into the added time. We haven't had a signal of how many minutes yet. Edwards with the ball forward. Sam Togwell looking for a free kick and should win it. He does. Got a push in the back there off Akinyemi. And a free kick for Slough. And it's going to be, I think that they're just saying that Slough just waiting for Jack Turner to come across to take this kick. 4 minutes of added time. We've already used a minute of it, but Turner takes the free kick here for Slough long. On the far hand side, comes off the head of Onivigam. It will be a throw to the Rebels on the far side. Slough just holding on here at the moment. It's a throw for them on the far hand side. George Wells will take it. Just going to clean the ball kindly. And then throws it down the line looking for Flood. Flood trying to go towards the corner flag. Flood wants Wells to win it and holding it up by the corner flag. Plays it off for... He's looking for a corner, but he doesn't hit a Dulwich player. It's a goal kick. And Edwards hurriedly puts the ball down on the 6-yard line. I got 2.5 minutes on my watch of added time. It's like there might be a third and final substitution for Dulwich Hamlet in a minute. Ball played in. Flicked on well by Akinyemi. Looking for Tomlin. Slough looking for it. It's a free kick given to... the referee says play on. The ball's now played out on the far hand side to Carew. Carew just about keeps it in down that right hand side, up against George Wells. Crosses, it hits George Wells out of play for a throw. And Chris Flood being urged to go back. You'll see a third and final substitution here for... No, you won't. And there's a foul by Scott Davies. So it's a free kick here to Dulwich Hamlet on the far hand side. They're sending on a third and final substitution, who is J. Rich Bagaloo. And we're trying to see who it is who's going to come off. It's number 5, who is Tiore. So Tiore is replaced by J. Rich Bagaloo. He'll go forward immediately for this free kick into the box. 92.5 minutes gone. Got a minute and a half of this added time left. Carew takes his free kick on the far hand side. Carew just takes it in, played it in, flicked one over the top of the bar, and the header came from Tomlin. In the end, it was just over the top. Some of the fans thought it was in it, nestled on the roof of the net, but it was over the top and out of play for a goal kick. I make it now. We're into this final minute of added time. Again, the referee indicating to Jack Turner that he's got to hurry up and take this kick. Turner to take this. Can Slough get 3 victories in a row here to finish off a wonderful 2018? Turner, long kick down the field, aimed towards Flood. Flood trying to flick it on. It comes through to Cornell. Volley clear by Nisbet. Over the top here for Dobson to chase. Dobson can get there if he wants to. He takes it first time. Oh, it's just wide of the goal. Dobson with an effort. He's gone and kicked the ball right into the corner flag. I think that Unders and Bakes and Unders were saying, why didn't you take it into the corner? He went for the goal. There's only Edwards there. It's a goal kick. I make it 10 seconds of added time to go. So in theory, as he kicks this, he should be blowing up. Edwards takes this kick. Davis tries to rise high. Comes through to the substitute. Sam Togwell, the goal scorer, hooks the ball forwards. Carew then heads it on. Lee Togwell gets there first. Plays it out here. Oh, not a Slough player on the far hand side. Ferguson will get the ball down the line to Cook. Cook with a chance. He's going to try and play it in hard and low. Intercepted by Sam Togwell. George Wells is there to hook it clear for Slough. Flood, who's chased tirelessly up front, is chasing Onivigam. Onivigam goes back towards his goalkeeper. Surely the referee's got to blow up. I've got 20 odd seconds into the 4 minutes. Edwards with this long kick forwards. Referee still playing on here. It's flicked on well. Flicked on by the substitute Rickaloo. Bagaloo comes through and it's chested down by George Wells into Jack Turner's path. And Jack Turner will just hold the ball for a second. Everyone looking at the referee. I make it he's played 95 minutes now. And still no sign. And there it is. It's the final whistle. Here at Champion Hill, and Slough are the party poopers. They've come here today in front of a good crowd. They've scored the only goal of the game. Again, another change of formation for Slough. The management team picking a slightly different team. Look very much like a 4-1-1 going into a 4-3-3 or a 9-6-2 or whatever. It doesn't matter because Slough have scored. Sam Togwell's first of the game. His first goal for Slough. And he's put the Rebels onto 3 wins to 3 in the end of this year. What a way to end the year. And the Slough players have immediately gone over to their fantastic set of fans on that far hand side who have been singing and shouting all game long. And it's been replicated by the fans. And it's the Slough fans who will make the journey home. We'll be on the coach as well. But it's the Rebels who take the 3 points here. And it means again that no side's done the double after Dulwich had won that previous game at home. Both sides winning away from home. Dulwich have had 20 shots in the game. Slough have had 11. Not many corners, fair few fouls, but it doesn't matter. It's all over. Slough take the 3 points and the management team go over to the fans who are ecstatic on the far hand side. We've got to try and get out of here. The trouble is there's so many people here. The queues to get out through that one big gate are humongous. Anyway, we're done for you. Thank you very much. Thank you to Keeler Shark. I know it's supposed to be about 9 o'clock in the morning in New York, mate, but well done. The players just coming off here, so we're just going to try and give them... I'm going to try and stand up and clap them off at the same time because I can do that if I can get up. So Chris Flood just coming off. And I can't hold and clap at the same time, but we'll try and do our best. So Floody working hard here. It's all over here today as the Rebels come off to 3 points, and Sam Togwell is the last one off. And it's a slam. We've got to try and get out of here. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening from all over the place, wherever you are. I want to say thank you for tuning in for 2018. It's been a fantastic year, culminating with that fantastic promotion, FA Cup runs and everything. We'll be back on January the 1st, where hopefully Slough Town will carry their form from this year into next. Until then, please enjoy yourselves on the 31st. Do so, and don't drive if you've got a hangover. But you aren't coming down to the game against Millstone, 1 o'clock kickoff. If you're not coming, we'll be back on there then. Until then, have a great new year.